Wow.
I love that.
Oh, almost.
Wow.
The audio is there. I'm hearing it. And M is the last one to load.
Oh, right. I'm the intro. Hi. I was paying attention and not working on a project on the side that has to do with maybe this session. You'll find out, I guess.
Oh no.
Uh Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Awooters Does D&D with me, your host, Atlaz Revan. That's right. That's how the French pronounce it, is what I'm telling myself.
I was gonna say, did you ask Mouse?
No, because we don't bother Mouse with questions about French stuff because the answer is always the same, and it's French people.
But said like
Fair.
a French person.
Yes. Well, welcome back. And let's just start getting through this and figuring out who's who here. Let's start with our most recent edition. Russell, where can people find you on the internet?
Hi, it's me, your boy Russell Hobbart, and you can see me at twitch.tv/AtlasRiven and sometimes twitch.tv/Emredfeather and maybe twitch.tv/Little Faksii.
So accurate,
It
actually.
was like all
And soon, eventually, when I get back into streaming, you can see me at twitch.tv/
Russell Hobert.
No, hold on.
You know.
Twitch.tv/Russell Hobbart.
Did
Had
you
to
have to
double
double check
had to
that it
double
actually
check
was?
that the was there.
Got it. Yeah, perfect. Great. Okay. Right below him, we have a Mace. Mace, where can people find you on the internet?
I can be located in several locations. I can be located here on Twitch, over on YouTube, over on the TikToks, and on the Instagram with the same name and all the locations, Yagoki Wolf. I just posted something last night that was kind of fun on the TikTok.
Whoa, a member of the team that uses their TikTok regularly. That's only second to one person who is also right next to you. Em, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Emredfeather. You can also find me on TikTok at, I think, the same name. It might be Emredfeather91. Actually, technically, you can do both because I accidentally made myself a second TikTok. So if you go to the wrong one, it'll direct you to the right one.
You love to see it.
That I've been
You
posting somewhat
truly.
regularly, but I actually have to do that again today, so we'll do that later.
So you can expect more content.
Yeah,
Fun.
absolutely. More content because I am so good at that. But yeah, that's where you can find me. And this is clearly the kind of content you can get.
Yep, this content
Perfect.
right here.
Perfect. And if you want content of the mod variety, you could find the best mod NA. Husky, where could people find the best mod NA?
When I'm not too busy staring at the sun, praising the sun. I'm usually lurking in the Awooters Discord, and if somebody's live on the team, I'm usually lurking in their Discord, chatting with people, and seeing what's going on.
Very nice. And if you want to watch more productions to see what's going on or have questions about our productions, don't ask me, but you can ask Misfith. Misfith, where can people find you on the internet?
You can usually find me in our team Discord, cooking up some new production ideas right here on this channel during this particular stream. Lurking during Wander Home and on Yagoki streams.
Sometimes
Very
helping
nice.
taxing me around during my Final Fantasy streams.
Or on, M streams, yeah. Final Fantasy.
Just
Yep.
just a very helpful bun. And
Yeah.
speaking of people who would like to eat buns, Ham, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on my Twitch channel, little_Faksii, where honestly I've been playing a lot more recently.
Been playing some Faz. I want to play like Helldivers and some other games, but I gotta fix some technical issues. So kind of sticking with
Mhm.
Faz for right now. Maybe some IDV, especially with the start of the new season.
Gotcha. And if you want to see me not die all the time or just cry, you can follow me at twitch.tv/AtlasRiven. That's right. I said it right this time.
Shot gasp.
I could have sworn we could find you on
Okay.
twitch.tv/Riven_Atlas.
No, no, we don't. No. No. How dare you? How? Oh, you're dead to me.
Where did we leave off last?
Last time we left off when I killed Ham.
Actually, wait.
You're
But
not
did you
dead.
though?
You're fine.
You did almost kill me, though. Did almost kill me.
You're welcome. No, we just left off with you all having a run-in with a casual thing, just nothing, no big deal, normal stuff happening all the time, nothing
Mhm.
weird
We
or
run into
crazy.
bears.
Yeah, you ran into
A bear.
the guardian of a forest,
A bear.
who happens to also be constantly on fire, which is just not alarming to anyone for sure.
Yeah. We've seen weirder.
I've grown to live with it. It's fine.
Wow.
Real
Uh,
team player.
such a team player. It's amazing.
This is
But you ran into the guardian of a forest because you were in search of specifically an item to help you
That only I
contain
can touch.
that only you can
Only-
touch that
Only she can
contains
touch.
that has the
Actually,
ability
yeah.
to possible ability to contain life itself.
Mhm.
That item being just it's not anything crazy. It's just a normal item, just like the heart of somebody important. It's fine. And with that, you were also told that in order to learn a little bit more about how to actually use that item to possibly seal life itself and prevent them from doing whatever it is that they are planning, you would need to go talk to somebody who has some experience in sealing god-related things over in Drywood. In order to get to Drywood, you are leaving Yeft
Currently by about Yeft, yeah.
to get to a small little unnamed kind of port uh, close to Yeft, where you'll hopefully catch a boat that will take you across the Midnight Expanse so that you can be closer to Drywood. And that is where we will pick up. We will pick up with you essentially right outside the small little port town. The port town is almost literally just a small village. But you can see most of the infrastructure and stuff is by the bank of the river. There's a pretty decent sized dock, nothing compared to the large city that kind of runs the Midnight Expanse to more. But it has enough space for 2 medium boats, a couple small boats, and there's like one area that you can kind of tell is normally pretty empty, and that would be a place where a large boat could dock. It's kept free just in case of an emergency, but you get the idea that not many boats are docking. Not many large boats are docking in this little town.
Can we see Demore from this coastline? Like, can we see across the lake?
So the lake towards the center is a little foggy, but you could make out the outline of Demore because of how large it is in the distance.
Yeah, like a distant skyline.
Yeah, it's more of like the shadow of some of the buildings in Demore that are the taller ones. Like, if you had to guess, you could probably see the tower in the center of Demore because it's largest and tallest. You could see maybe the peaks of the large library, but the rest of it kind of is just like a muddled kind of shadow of what you assume is Demore.
So we need to get ourselves some boat fare. Charismatic person among us, go find us a boat.
Girl.
We love a good charismatic person among us.
Use your
Probably
boat
Atlaz.
senses.
Sus.
Yes, that would be me.
Duo puts her finger on her nose.
Come on,
No,
lad.
not nose goes.
Come on, lad, let's go and get ourselves a boat. We need to get a boat for like, what is it, 8 of us now?
Yes.
Our party keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, it is.
Bigger the party, the bigger the problem.
I'm gonna like
Hold on.
grab
That's
Ladinsky by
Slo's
the
just like,
by
I'll
the
go, I'll go
finger.
with you guys.
I'm gonna grab Ladinsky by the finger and lead him along.
It's Ham. You did in fact make a mistake. There's not 8 of you.
I was like,
What?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 9, plus the 2 guys, right?
When the
Or
two
did they?
guys-
Am I forgetting that they left us at some point?
I think they were just
You-
staying at Yaft. You're talking
Yeah,
about like
they-
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
They
That's,
took
then
you
that's
to
what it was. Never mind.
Yaft. Yeah, and then you all went into the forest.
So
Uh,
there are
and-
7.
There's 7 of us.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
7.
Unless there's somebody else that Suo's
Ham-
like 8.
Ham just believes in rounding up. He does it for recipes all the time.
Well, actually, Ham, having said that out loud, you'd probably feel a little upset, a little depressed about that head count being one off, considering the past events.
It's like, I wonder why. Squints at the DM.
Yeah.
We will
Ham's
fight for them.
memory is really bad, and he doesn't remember why he should be depressed.
We are.
Because
in
there
fact-
used to be an extra body with you, and now there is not.
We are, in fact, one pocket god down. It is sad to say.
Oh yeah.
You're one down.
We
Yeah.
had, and
He sacrificed himself.
Mace just looks at Buns. We had a friend who was traveling with us for most of our time. It was a noble sacrifice.
But dumb. He was totally stupid. He shouldn't have sacrificed himself.
I mean, as long as it was a noble sacrifice, and those who are gone are never really lost.
Still don't
He was
know.
God. He was God of knowledge.
And now you are.
Yeah.
What?
Um,
Suo?
It just knocked shit down on my desk.
I was about to say, all I heard was, Jesus Christ.
It just, my headphone cord caught on something and it just like knocked like this waterfall effect of like knocking shit down.
Oh, jeez.
Honestly,
It was
though,
so dramatic.
I understand that feeling because my current microphone cord is so long, and I only use like a third of its current length. The rest of it's tucked inside of a drawer. I literally have it inside of one of my drawers.
Wow. Also, I'm so sorry if you're experiencing stream-related issues. I just looked over at the stream and realized that, like, for some reason, me and Suo look very bit-ratey.
We do.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
why.
I just noticed
It's-
that.
It's working. It's doing what it can.
It's
Mhm.
yeah.
You guys'
eh,
beauty is too high res.
clearly. So you
Are
are still
there-
right outside the town.
Oh, we're outside the town.
You're like
Okay,
right
let's go
outside the like entrance-ish. There's not really anything preventing you from just walking into town. There's no like door or anything.
Let's go
I'm
find the
leading
boat
Vlad through town.
and find the biggest boat.
He's gonna tap his
Okay.
shoulder. Come on, let's go.
Nope. And just bounce, 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 bounce. Just heading to the dock.
As you kind of walk through this small port town, despite current events that you all are aware of, it's almost a reminder that the world itself doesn't know any of the things that are affecting it right now, because everyone in this town is having a wonderful day. It's like a sunshiny day. There's a couple people that are talking about the strange kind of weather off to the north over there by the mountains and the strange thing that happened. But other than that, I mean, there's kids smiling, running around. It's starting to get warm. I mean, people are just enjoying a nicer day by the standard here.
Ham would find this extremely refreshing to not go into a town that it's either going to be or is actively on fire.
Are there any interesting shops as we're making our way to the to the dock?
They're pretty standard for what you'd find in like a little port town. So there's like fish stands, there's some stands advertising great deals on crab, and there's a couple like quaint little like coffee tea shops. There's your kind of there's the inn that's kind of the inn/bar, which is a little bit more rowdy, especially on a nicer day like this.
Let's see, port towns.
My ADHD.
Any
I'm
fishing
sorry.
places?
I immediately was
on.
like, huh? If you want to if you want to look a little bit harder to see if you can find anything like not average, you could give a perception.
Okay.
11?
That was trash.
With an 11, I mean, everything seems pretty nice. It's refreshing. Another 11. It's very refreshing to you both to be in an area that isn't affected.
Isn't on
or
fire.
Isn't like, you're not surrounded by people who are sad or off-put or worried or concerned. It's almost this like breath of fresh air of normalcy that you've not experienced in a couple days.
Vance is almost offended.
I was gonna say I feel like I would be depressed by this. Like,
Oh, nobody here knows.
That's because this region is kind of closed off to everywhere else. Kind of live in our own little bubble.
The things that burden us have not burdened this world for for years and years.
Nope, we're not gonna let it either.
As you all are having this conversation and kind of taking your little stroll closer to the docks, you hear the ruckus of somebody yelling, just like a deeper voiced gruff man yelling about some kid as the door opens and a kid is thrown out into the middle of the street in front of you, and he kind of just he's laughing as he lays on the ground, and he stands up and he dusts himself off as the gruff gentleman slams the door closed. He is he's a little different than he's he's a little odd in the sense that like he very much looks like everybody else, but there's just something about him where he doesn't quite blend in.
Suo squint.
Mace looking at the door, but very much talking to this flying fellow. What was that about?
So this kid he's probably about 3 foot, maybe 3'5". He's very young looking. He's dusting off his like very comfy kind of more Egyptian style, like the poofy pant style, black pants that he has, and kind of adjusting he's wearing an open black vest, and he kind of like dusts it all off, and he looks over and he goes, just having fun in the local town, normal stuff. And he kind of like brushes his very much messy and short black tufts of hair just like back so they're out of his face, and he goes, "You're not from around here. What are you doing here? You also here to get into some trouble? Mischief, maybe?"
I roll to identify Aladdin.
Right?
But no, I do want to roll to see if I recognize what region this person is from, because clearly their outfit doesn't quite match up with everyone else's.
Go ahead and give me a I'd say you could give a perception if you're just giving a cursory glance over to see if you can recognize anything that might give you a hint or anything like that.
I'm getting my dice.
Buns will just kind of wave her hand in front of him, like she's dusting him off without touching him, and just prestidigitation over and over and over again.
You kind of
So
look
dusting
down.
him off, but without
Yeah.
touching him.
Yes.
He looks down at his now clean outfit, and he looks at you and he goes, "Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I can get into a little bit more mischief if people think I'm not some street urchin. This is nice."
Who are you? I'm Buns.
People don't usually get thrown out of places for just a little bit of mischief.
Oh, that guy. That's
Mischief.
Ted. That's Ted. I often mess with Ted. We have a running relationship. He throws me out a lot.
Doesn't
Buns.
sound-
What's your name?
What's my name? I'm Sybil.
Sybil.
Roll for knowledge. Set a perception check, right?
Uh-huh.
And what is all involved with this
23. 14 plus
working
9.
relationship? And he is very much air quoting.
What
Can
all
I
is it?
do one? Sorry.
Can you put your role in chat? Continue, Buns.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if that's a name of a god?
You can
Yeah, I was like,
do a religion or arcana check to see. So you both got 23. Okay, I'm gonna send you both an image of something that you can't really pinpoint where he's from, because you've never, even having visited a lot of the regions around here, you've never really seen somebody dressed like this before. But you
Right.
both will notice something as you're looking over him, and I will send that to you real quick.
Okay.
He has a lamp.
This is
I'm
not a
finding my little dice.
Aladdin. It's Aladdin. He's gonna
Sounds like
bust into song
something
here in a
Mystery
minute.
Aladdin would do. I don't know where my dice rolling tray is.
one jump ahead of the bread line.
Don't do my head.
Let's not make
All
this
he
the
needs-
musical episode.
All he needs is a fez.
So you notice this symbol just kind of barely, when the wind picks up decently and his vest moves, you kind of notice this on his side, covered by his vest. And I sent you both that. A 12, there is no god or religious kind of magical figure that you can think of that is related to the name Sybil. What languages do you speak? Suo and Bun, since you guys were the ones that were asking a little bit about his name.
That is a good question. That is.
Common, Elvish, Sylvan, and Leonin.
Oh.
Druidic, Common, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Okay. So this is similar to Leonin-ish. It's Leonin adjacent, so you recognize that it has a meaning, but it's hard to pinpoint what the actual meaning of his name is.
May I ask what language it comes from? Or a role of some sort?
You can make an intelligence check to see if a probably, what is that? No, it's not wisdom. What intelligence check would that be? I would say history. We'll go with history to see if you can pinpoint what language that might be.
Okay. It's not bad.
16. 16, you would recognize this as more of a, this is definitely more towards, you've roughly kind of heard it in passing and from stories that Fae people have told you about an area that kind of speaks this weird language. It's more on the Greeker side of things.
Ah. Okay.
Buns is gonna try to say something in
I just-
Leonin.
Love the idea of like being like, it's not quite Leonin, it's a little bit more Greek than that.
It is. What are you saying in Leonin?
You're not from around here, are you?
He looks at you and he responds in perfect Leonin, and he says, "No, but I don't think you are either, so I guess that's fair. Depends on, I guess it kind of depends on from here, what you mean by that."
Yes.
What did you say?
Yes.
We have been traveling quite a bit here, and we've run into some we have a tendency of running into some very strange individuals and keeping rather odd company. What
Yeah.
exactly is your routine around here, if you don't mind me asking?
He kind of leans and kind of squints as he looks over the party, and he goes, "Well, in all fairness, weird is as weird attracts, I guess. Just normal ruckus. I like to check in on the people. I like to see what new snacks they have, try their new beverages. You know,
You're from home, aren't you?
where's home? I mean, I'm from my home. Does that count?
The
A
Feywild.
Feywild.
Oh no, I can't say
No?
I've been there. I don't get much further than good old Midnight Expanse area, but you know, it's nice.
What do you know
Yeah,
about what's going on in the world?
Be right
What
back.
do you mean? What do you know about what's going on in the world? He leans a little closer and gives you a cheeky little smile.
What's your
Buns
spirituality like?
Buns leans closer, like until she's almost nose to nose with him. everything.
You
And it's kind
know,
of your job.
I was like, that is true.
He leans back up. I forgot the question. What are
I
we doing?
also forgot the question. We're getting a boat.
Oh,
Are
you
you
need a
friends
boat.
with or enemies of the boat people?
Yes. And he smiles.
Got it. Which ones should we go to?
Depends on where you're going and what you need.
All the way across.
The longest distance across on probably the medium-sized boat. As you can see, there's a number of us.
All the way across. All the way across. There's a lot of all the way acrosses. Is there a specific all the way across you're going towards?
There's a small town before you hit Drywood. We're heading to that town first.
A
So
small town
all the
before
way
you hit
across
Drywood.
the Midnight Expanse.
Okay, so you're going a little bit more, and he kind of makes like motions with his arm, where he goes across and then lowers his hand a little bit.
Yep.
That's a good direction. I like that direction. There's a lot of direction that way.
Mhm.
I could probably
Mace will just, his face will just fall into his hands.
I could probably get you that direction.
Yes.
All right. Well, lead on.
Yeah, all right, follow me. And he kind of
Wait.
just like over exaggeratedly, he just kind of is kicking his feet forward as he walks.
When Mace just puts his head in his hand, this is gods. Buns just looks up, yes?
I'm gonna pat Mace on the back and go, "Get used to it, bud," and then continue walking.
If he's not
You
used
don't-
to it now, he might not get used to it.
I was about to say. Yeah, Mace was about to say, yes, literally. As he matches pace with Russell. No, I've been traveling with this crew for what feels like eons. I'm not going to get used to it.
Yeah, but you're still with them, aren't you?
Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's what I thought.
Get caught.
Get caught, nerd.
So he kind of leads you through the town, and you start to smell more and more of that, like, breeze from the lake, the fresh water. As you get to the port, and it's bustling and busy, you can see that they're loading and unloading a bunch of stuff. As Sybil kind of stops and he looks around to try and see if he can find a specific person, and then he points and he goes, "That way!" And he points a little bit off to the side, a little bit to the left, where there's a port, and there's just like a woman standing at a port, and she's kind of almost looks like she's yelling at like a couple guys who are standing in a line. From this distance, you can't really make out what it is that she's yelling, but
Is she
she's definitely
facing us?
wearing. No, she's facing
Okay.
towards them, and they're lined up in front of the boat, so her back
it.
is to you. And
Are they mouthing anything?
no, they are very much standing as stiff as possible, and just every once in a while they give a little as like a fast and aggressive nod.
They are staying attention, getting barked at for orders. Got it.
She is wearing a long black seafaring coat, a very stereotypical outfit with a nice little hat on top that you would associate with somebody who spends a lot of time on the water.
Maybe associate with someone who's of the, more pirate variety.
Are you a little R?
But instead of a limp hand, you make a hook with your finger.
Yeah.
He kind of turns and looks to make sure you're still walking, and he goes, "Are you coming?"
We're right behind
Yep.
you.
He also
This definitely seems what we're looking for.
he leans down and looks at Nugget, and in Draconic he just says, "Don't worry though, there's lots of fish on the boat. I'll make sure it's stocked. You're good. We got snacks." And then
I'll
he
make sure
turns
to
and he
cook them
starts
well,"
walking
he
again.
replies.
Well, he was talking to Nugget, just to be sure.
Yeah, I know Dracon.
Okay. I'm just making sure. So he starts walking as you follow, and as you get closer, you can kind of hear this woman. You can kind of start to make out what she's yelling as she goes, "The entirety of the oranges, you guys ate them all. We didn't even go that far. Do you have any idea how expensive a barrel of oranges is?"
Get shoot out.
And Sybil just kind of yells, "Oh, yoo-hoo, it's me, your favorite." And she stops and she looks, and you see she smiles and she goes, "Sybil."
Sewell immediately is like, oh no, not their favorite.
Sybil, are you here to get in trouble, or are you here to actually do something nice? Because it's always 50-50, and honestly, I've had enough trouble today, Sybil. And he kind of looks and he goes, I'm not getting in trouble. They might be.
If
Yeah,
he's
we
getting
might
in
be.
trouble, we might help. We might help you deal with him. To be fair,
Kind of gives your party a glance.
I wave.
And then she looks at Sybil. Weird attracts weirder. And she looks back and she goes, "What can I do for you?"
we
Well-
are looking for safe passage across the expanse.
Safe passage across the expanse. Gotcha. Oftentimes people are looking for that. But you know, business is as business does. You able to pay for it?
We have funds, and we also have ways of providing other services in exchange.
Anna walks over and she does a little knuckle tap on your chest plate and she goes, "You're not my type, but thank you. Funds is good."
I can cook.
He is very confused. What? I was talking protective services.
Buns
I mean-
just climbs possessively up Mace and sits on his shoulder.
When-
That's okay, he's mine
when-
anyways.
When you say protective services, she goes, "Don't worry, I got you. I see what you're putting down. You're not the first giant tin can man to offer me a warm hold at night. Pass, though." And she kind of walks over and she goes, "Funds will be appreciated. How far are you looking to go?"
All the way.
Close to Drywood.
Close to Drywood from here, the furthest I could get you. Okay. That's pretty decent. That's almost a day and a half journey across the lake. Say a small 50 gold each.
Let me just take a peek at how much gold I even have.
I don't think we have that much.
I also need to re-look at. No, we do not. I do not have that gold.
I think we have like 10 each, if that.
Pay for yourself.
What about information?
Information?
Knowledge?
You got info.
Yeah.
What kind of knowledge? You got knowledge that I could use? You got something that could, I don't know, replace an entire barrel of oranges? You see as the guys are still standing very stiff. Kind of knowledge you got that's worth, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I won't charge you for that one, I guess. So she gestures to Nugget. 300 gold.
Man, a day and a half. How long does it take to make a spell scroll?
Depends on
I
the
think it
level
depends on the
and
Yeah.
The
so much time per
in-
level.
An hour per level, I believe.
Is it an hour?
And then
Is it
I
No.
think it also depends on the materials too.
because you'd have to have materials for it also.
It's 50
it's-
gold per level to make a scroll. I haven't reviewed the making a scroll levels. I think I'm thinking of the adding a spell to your spell book.
Yeah, it's 50 gold per level to add per spellbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You're looking at-
Wizard.
Yeah, I'd say it's about 50 gold per level. Mm. So it'd probably cost you, depending on what spell, at minimum the cost of one ticket for a small spell scroll.
Yeah, I was thinking if it would be possible to make a couple of spell scrolls in exchange for our. But if it's going to be the same amount, that's not worth it. I mean, we know what's going on all over the place.
She kind of nods and she makes some noises. Then she goes, "That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not a seeker of knowledge. I'm a seeker of fine goods and the ability to survive. So, unless you got something, I don't know, that is special, unique, a trinket, or I don't know, 50 gold per person. It's
Buds holds up the bag of beans. How about a bag of magic beans?
No thanks, Jack. No thanks, Jack." She gives a little coy smile, and then you kind of hear Sybil go, I think you should give them the seafarers discount. And he smiles. And she looks at him and she goes, "The seafarers discount." And he smiles and just nods at her. She goes, "All right, 10 gold apiece."
In gold apiece, if we get attacked or something, we get half of it back.
No. She smiles.
I mean,
I've already
for-
discounted your tickets 40 gold apiece because Sybil asked me to. I'm not gonna risk half of that 10 gold apiece.
well, you said we were going to get over there safely.
Do you want to ride?
Can I insight check Sybil? I need to vibe check this kid.
Yeah, you can vibe check him.
Jesus Christ!
Aw.
He's a hard read. He genuinely looks like he's just having a good time.
Okay, can I vibe check the kid?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm also
Yes,
tossing
you
my hat in
can.
that ring here.
Okay. Figure out where. Okay.
I don't think
Side.
I have any money.
Don't you guys have a chunk of money that was given to you?
He
Yes.
spent it all.
Ham
Yeah, I
doesn't
didn't.
know that they were given money and has 10 gold to his name, which is a lot for a kobold.
I thought you split it already, so technically Ham would have got his portion.
think
I
you
Yeah.
don't
spent
even
it
think
all.
Ham was told about the letter.
No, you were told.
No, you were told.
You bought the walk.
You bought the walk. It's how you got the walk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's not getting my walk. I'll sooner walk to Drywood.
With a 19, he's still pretty hard to read, and he still gives off that he's just having a good time. There's an underlying tone of something more, but it's really not easy to tell what his motivation might be or the intent behind that, because a majority of this intent seems very much to just have a good time.
Right. Okay.
You keep mentioning the potential hardships at sea. You wouldn't necessarily be in need of additional firepower on the boat?
Anyone who's looking at the captain, make a perception check real quick.
Okay.
Oh, perception check.
And I'd probably be looking at her because I'm.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
You
did you see
We
that
all-
wiggle?
We
It
all
was-
seeing. We
2,
all
4,
be
2,
seeing
4,
her.
18.
Bladinsky's
What-
praising the sun.
So
Well,
at this
I was rolling my browser sagging behind.
Gotcha. At this point, the only people that don't catch this would be Ham and Vlad. But you see as her eyes very quickly dart to Sybil and then back to the group. Yeah, I don't need protection on the lake, thank you.
Buns just shifts her direction from the woman to Sybil. Just kind of
He's still
cocks her
just-
head.
He's kind of just like looking off into the lake a little bit, smiling very big with his hands on his side, like a kid getting ready to go on a big adventure.
Is Sybil coming with us?
Yeah, I'll be going. I think this seems fun. I mean, I wouldn't give you the discount if it wasn't going to be a good time.
So what should we expect on a good time?
Probably water. There's a decent chunk of that out there, I hear.
Yeah.
Anyone else get the sinking feeling about this idea?
Bladinsky.
What's so special about this water?
It's wet.
Yeah, but nobody gets excited about water like you are right now. So what is it?
Wait, is
You've
there a
never been
monster out
thirsty?
in the Expanse? Yeah, I think there's a
Wait a
monster in the
second.
Expanse.
There's a monster in the expanse. Sybil kind of
Yeah.
looks at everybody a little shocked. Well, that's the first I've heard of that. That's even more of a reason to go. We should go.
Was there really? I mean, we couldn't
Yeah.
see it from the cave.
Can I insight that reaction?
Absolutely, you can.
Thank you.
I was about to say I want to insight check this
No.
motherfucker.
That is.
Damn it!
That was.
'Cause Out of character, I'm like immediately. I am like, he's the monster. Immediately is my thought.
Okay, guys. Holy
Ah!
Yeah, he just seems genuinely excited that there might be a monster in the lake.
Ham is like getting ready to just start walking to Drywood, and it's not because he doesn't trust any of these people or anything like that. It's just because he can't afford the boat, right? He has no qualms
Suo-
with these people. He's like, they're providing a service.
Suo
They
is
offered me a
going
discount. I
to
still can't afford it."
grab. Suo's gonna grab him and pull out 20 gold.
What?
fine. Buns pulls out
I
10
have
gold.
like 30 some gold right now, so like I'm not.
I only got 5.
Mace produces his 10 as well.
I don't think we have enough all added together.
So you technically need 60 gold for 3 of you. Or for the 6 of you.
Because it's 10 each now,
Oh.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's 10 each. So you have
Need a cook
Suo's
on
got-
board?
Suo's got 20.
I was like, if need be, I have 30. I have 33 gold. Do I want to spend all 30, like 30 of my 33 gold? No, but I do have 33 gold.
And then Faksii, you said you had 10, yeah?
Mhm.
So that's 60 right there. if we want to do that. Between Buns, myself, and Faksii. How much you got, Husky?
I have 10 gold.
Okay, so yeah, we have plenty there, and that'll save 10 for him.
Okay, so divvy that up however you wish.
Alright, then I will do 20.
Pleasure doing business with ya. We're gonna load up the ship. We'll be probably setting out here in about an hour or so. And she turns and she looks and she goes, "Load the ship." And the boys kind of stop being stiff and they kind of scatter. You see two of them run into each other face first and rub their forehead before
Yeah.
grabbing some stuff and starting to walk it onto the boat.
Do you have a chef on board? I just want to know if I'm going to be having to cook.
She kind of turns and she looks and she goes, "Are you asking for my cooking? Because like I normally cook. I could give you some cooking tips if you want some cooking tips. Is that what this is?"
If you
No.
want to give me all of your recipes, I'll take them. I have a book where I store all my recipes in.
I'm not gonna share them with you, but I'll give you where I wrote them down.
Cool.
Because I get the idea that talking to you about cooking might be the worst thing I do all day.
I don't know why everyone gets that feeling. I'm really good at it.
Or the
Yeah.
best, depending on or the best, depending on if you want to learn how to cook.
I can cook anything.
She kind of just looks over the party and she goes, my head's pretty full of sailing knowledge. Wouldn't wanna replace any of that with whatever it is that you have going on. And she kind of just walks onto the ship
I'm gonna go
without
look.
saying anything.
I'm gonna go see if I can find out what food they're putting on board and if any of it's crab.
So everything that's being loaded on board is going to be the lower end kind of food. So if it is crab, it's the stuff that is like It's-
Imitation crab meat.
it's not even
No.
imitation crab meat. It's the stuff that's been out for a while that they didn't sell or it's too small. It's a lot of the stuff that if you were picking it out at on a sale, you would have to check to make sure it was actually still good. The fish is the same. They travel cheaply because you get the idea that the cheaper they travel, the more money they make in profit.
Which is why don't eat all the oranges.
I don't think they got the memo.
The boys didn't.
You kind of see as Russell, you suddenly get the feeling of eyes staring at you as Sybil is like standing in front of you, just staring up at you, and he goes, "How do you not set everything you walked on fire?"
That, poop him on the nose, is a secret.
If you fall into the lake, do you die?
Why don't you come try it out?
Well, I mean, if I wanted to try it out, you'd have to go jump in the lake. Are you gonna jump in the lake?
No, and I continue on the ship.
I have a lot of questions for him. He kind of just looks at the rest of you.
So do we.
So do we?
I don't.
Have you ever hugged him? Is it hot? Does it burn?
I mean,
Not-
he is kind of hot.
Not my cup of tea.
Did somebody punch him?
No,
can't
I never
recall.
did. I kind of
Alright.
wanted to.
Well, you don't feel. It's different.
Well, I could try hugging him, see if he's as hot as the sun.
Oh, we
Hug
know
to
he's
the
not.
sun?
You know what? I actually think he has.
Well, yes, I've tried many a times.
Just had a dumb fucking thought.
Well, now you have to say it because you said it. Yes.
You ever fuck the sun?
That's the power of Pine Sol, baby.
Sybil kind of puts like one hand on the bottom of his chin as he's thinking about it, and he starts walking onto the boat himself.
Food for thought. It's one of the few things the ham can't provide.
Buns will hop down from Mace's shoulder and follows Sybil. Do you know anything about the gods?
Huh?
Do you know anything about the gods?
Should I?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Well, why would I? Does he just keep smiling at you?
You've already lost. He has initiative on that.
Because you just seem like you know more than you let on.
I mean, I know a lot of stuff that I haven't said out loud. Like the water technically comes in from a river that leads to the ocean, so in a way it's kind of ocean water. I also know that there's a decent chunk of fish, and I know that fishing is a pretty big deal. Does that count?
No, that's obvious.
That's obvious. That's obvious. Oh, you're looking for something less obvious. Okay. All right. I can do that. One time I scabbed my knee when Ted threw me out of the bar. You can't tell though because it's healed now. It's been a while. That's less obvious, right?
That's information that's going to live in your head for the rest of your life. Congratulations. Ham leaves.
Bullshit.
Russell?
Okay. Don't worry about it.
Hmm?
I want to know everything about you.
You want to know everything about me? I don't think we have the time for that.
Mm-hmm.
We have a day and a half.
Yeah. There's a lot of things about me. I could start
Yeah?
counting how many hairs are on my head now, but I don't think I'd get through it.
Not that. Just about your life.
You said everything. Make up your mind. And he kind of starts walking away.
Is there a trickster god?
Is there a trickster god?
You'd have to do a religion or arcana check on that to see if you know if there's a trickster god.
You know, I'm gonna try religion since arcana failed me last time. Nope.
Not that you know of.
I mean, it's at least common knowledge that like
Yo,
trickery
fuck.
is a
So yeah.
domain, right? It's one of the divine domains.
Yeah.
You haven't met a trickster god, but you know that they exist. In a way, technically Titania is a trickster god, but she's not the trickster god. There is a trickster god that you've heard of in a couple books. The name Loki kind of floats around a lot. Very mischievous, more on the Greek side, or more on the he's more
Norse.
on the like
Norse.
Norse side of things than Greek side of things. But he would be your trickster god. And with an Nat 20, you know that when he tends to do trickery and stuff, he tends to take the shape of different animals and stuff. That's at least what the little bit of stories you kind of have on him roughly tell you about him.
I kind of like lean into Buns and just kind of like whisper some of this to her.
Captain, we gotta figure out where we're staying.
You kind of see as she's off over by the walkway that you used to get onto the ship is where she is, as she's kind of like yelling over the side at the boys to hurry up.
Excuse me, Captain Lady?
Yeah, hold on one second. If you drop that, that's my fine china, and I'll drop you into the center of the Midnight Expanse, so watch it. And she turns and she looks at you and she goes, that's not fine china. I just don't want him to drop it. What's up?
Where will we be staying?
There's a couple, there's like a room or two down below. Normally it's the boys' room, but, you know, they're not paying me 10 gold to sleep there, so you get to sleep there. Congratulations.
Okay.
She gives you a little smile.
Do you need help?
Nah, you're paying. You're paying customer. Customers don't have to help. Just enjoy your, she kind of gestures to the, a little bit old and worn out boat. Your luxury ride.
Yeah.
You don't get seasick, right?
No.
Okay, good. I don't like vomit on the ship.
Noted. It's okay, I can clean it up even if it does.
Gross.
I just prefer the before it does.
Like it never happened.
Yeah, it'll be like it never happened, even if it happens. And Buns wanders off and looks for the way down below decks into the cabins.
As you're walking away, you can hear her kind of yell, "Yeah, but you can't clean up the image of me watching you do it." All right.
Not yet. There's a spell for that.
I don't have that spell yet.
Yet. The crew kind of just continues to load up everything that they have, and they kind of the time is slowly passing, and you kind of see as the last bit of stuff gets loaded on. You kind of also you can see where Sybil is just like he's kind of taken a seat at the on the railing at the head of the ship, and it's just kind of like childishly like swinging his legs back and forth, looking out into like the center of the foggier part of the lake. And he just seems to be just enjoying some nice little like time over there, not doing much. Captain's still yelling at the boys to make sure they don't drop anything, because if they drop anything, she'll kick them. And they kind of start to, as the last thing gets loaded onto the ship, the captain turns around and gives everybody a look, and she just says, "All right, this is your last call. You need anything on the land part? Because once we're out, we're out."
Ham has started taking a nap below deck with Nugget.
No, we are all ready and in and set to go.
All right, good. Just make sure you didn't leave anything, because we don't make any turnarounds. And pit stops, they don't happen, because if we make a pit stop, it's in the middle of the lake, so you're not really getting any souvenirs from that.
Makes sense.
And she kind of just does a flick of the hand, and the boys, the like crew, starts to like yank up the walking board, and she kind of just starts to motion, and they kind of just almost more as a team than you've seen them loading the ship. You see as silently, with just mere gestures of the hand, they all work together to get the ship ready to depart. And with a final gesture of the hand, they raise anchors, and you start to slowly drift out of the bay and onto the lake itself.
Boat trip.
As the little like town fades off into the distance, you can see that you're heading more into the fog.
Kinda
The
think if
town
I've
slowly
ever been on a boat before.
the town slowly fades into the distance, a little bit quicker than most because of how small it was. And you're kind of met with a cool ocean, ocean breeze here on the lake, and you're slowly surrounded by just the water, and you can still see Demore kind of off in the distance. But everything else around you is just calm lake water.
We snob. Snob.
You know, aside from the fog, this is kind of nice.
Buns sits in the cabin of the ship. Or
We would probably be sitting outside.
Sue, give me just while you're sitting outside, give me just a quick perception so that I
Yeah.
can see how aware of your surroundings you are.
They should be up there too.
Not.
You're having not been on a boat, you're very much just like taking it all in, and it's a lot more relaxing than maybe you would have imagined, just because of how calm the lake water is. The only sounds being some birds flying above head, and it's a very gentle sway of the boat as it slowly moves across the water, which also looks very clean and well taken care of.
A boat? Looks
The
very clean,
water. The water is very clean and well taken care of. Mace, you can also make a perception if you're also top deck.
And I'm also top deck, staring at the sun.
Yeah, I'm also hanging out up there, just looking
Anyone
at the water.
who is top deck can make a perception check.
I'm still sleeping.
Fuck.
Ham is enjoying being able to take a nap somewhere where it's not freezing temps.
Russell, you're also kind of enamored with the boat voyage. You've not ever really left the forest, so to go from your kind of sand-covered forest to on a boat in the middle of water is very much a different experience for you, and it's very distracting. Vlad and Mace, as you're kind of taking everything in, you can hear like soft little mumbles of something as Sybil sits on the same spot, but you can kind of roughly hear as he's mumbling something and still kicking his legs.
Is he sitting like on the railing facing out, or where is he
Yes,
facing?
he's
Okay.
he's sitting at the very head of the boat, facing out to the water.
Okay. Mace would walk up to him. I take it you come out this way often.
When you got closer, you couldn't make out what language this was. It was unlike anything you'd ever heard. And he stops and he looks and he goes, I spend a lot of time on the water. It's calming, like home.
This is definitely one of the more calming environments I have found myself in since my awakening.
It's a nice place if you need to stop and think.
For the moment, definitely does not seem there's much out here but one's own thoughts.
You get real comfortable with yourself. Or you have to. There's not much else for entertainment. Have you gotten a chance to get comfortable with yourself?
A lot about myself has changed over the past week.
Couple days.
I used to think I knew myself. Turns out, a lot of that was shrouded in history.
Hmm.
I am far older than I thought.
I think that's a problem of many people in this party.
What do you mean? Him is
About to say, I still feel young.
Well, interesting idea behind that is you learn something new about your history. Does that change who you are now?
He looks over his shoulder at the handle of his mace. No, not at all.
We all were born something. And then as we aged, we got bigger, and we learned new things, and we changed, and became something different, some of us. But I guess just because you learn new things and you gain new skills, you're still the same person, even if you do things differently than you used to. No one's the same forever.
Images of the one he called Mom at one point flashed through his head. Sometimes we change for the worse.
Hmm. Do you believe in good and evil?
I believe in just and unjust.
Do you believe that sometimes people who do something that you would consider unjust, they themselves consider the just decision?
It is a very objective thing. Just and unjust, good and evil.
Hmm. Well, I guess that's for you to decide how you view things and if your just is more important than somebody else's just.
Or the world's, for that matter.
Hmm. Well, you got metal shoulders. I'm sure you carry it well.
It is quite the burden to bear.
Well, you're not currently carrying it now. You can't carry it yet because, I mean, you have essentially a day and a half of not being able to do anything. So instead of maybe thinking about that, maybe you take the time to work on something else, learn something new, be somebody now. I mean, when's the last time you've done something other than whatever the trip you're on?
He will pull out his flute.
Oh, you know how to play a flute? We should have a dance party. Oh, you're right.
I found this while I was in the Feywild with my bunny companion. It's also where I got, and his tail kind of wiggles.
Well, good tale. Not all gifts are conventional, I guess. I get it. I get that. That one I get. He hops down and he goes, "Do you know how to play any upbeat, exciting dance tunes?"
Not that I've given a try.
Well, I guess today's the day. Give it a try.
Buds. Hey!
Not bad.
So
Not
you
bad at
actually
all.
managed to play it very well. And as you start to play, you see a Sybil kind of starts to do an almost ridiculous dance with the utmost confidence. And then as he's dancing, he kind of looks back and he starts yelling mid-dance and he goes, "Fire boy, girl, sun guy, we're having a dance party, dance."
10,000% looking at Mace like, when did you learn how to play the flute? He's just baffled.
Upon your look of confusion, Sybil also just like grabs your arm and yanks you over and starts spinning with you.
Oh, getting swept off your feet once again.
Oh, he's not picking you up. He's too small to pick you up, but he is just like spinning around with Suo. And he's laughing and having a good time.
Wait.
She'd probably end up start laughing too. Realistically.
Now it's a party. So, I'll whip out my flute and I'll start playing.
You gonna give me a flute check?
I can get a flute check. I can play better, probably, maybe. We'll see.
Oh shit!
You go to actually use your flute, and it's almost as if there is something stuck inside of your flute, because no noise comes out at all.
Damn.
You
It has
were
been a hot
holding it
second.
backwards.
Let me fix this thing. Hold on. I call do-over.
You don't get a do-over.
He says that in character.
Vlad, have you joined the festivities after being yelled at?
Yes, I've joined in and I've started dancing awkwardly in my suit of armor.
You do the robot.
It's just clank, 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 clank.
Stuffing up the deck.
As that's happening, Buns, walking past the door of your cabin, the captain kind of stops and pauses and turns to look at you. Your friends are having a dance party, apparently.
Buns
You
looks
know
up
you-
from the manifest mind that is taking shape before her. I'll go up in a minute.
Yeah,
She
right.
goes, she goes back to what she's doing. Oh, he was smaller. She's setting the form for her manifest mind for her spellbook.
Gotcha. Captain just
And
kind of goes, yeah, right. And just starts walking again. So it kind of progresses. You guys start having the day proceeds. You have a pretty good time on the deck, dancing and laughing, and Ham gets a good nap in. It's been a couple hours, and you're kind of it's getting to the point where, like, you know, it's getting about time to eat.
So
Wow,
does
am I
that mean we
hungry?
start looking at ham?
I mean, that's up to you guys. I just, you know, it's getting about to the time where you would normally eat, so
I feel like that's when we would just start looking at ham.
who was napping. I don't know what is Ham still napping?
He's just laying down below deck, flipping through his cookbook, and looking
Buns.
for recipes, memorizing some of them, eating a few of the pages.
Excuse me, eating the pages?
I mean, when you're hungry and paper's what's right in front of you.
He's trying his best to memorize the two most important recipes so that he doesn't need them written down in the book, so that it's not a repeat of what happened before.
So are you all looking for Ham then while he's
After a little bit, I would definitely bring the song to a close, and mayhap we should find our friends below. You all are in need of nourishment, I would assume, at this point.
Yeah, I could eat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right
We
when
are regular
right when the
people.
music stops, Buns comes up from below decks. And sitting on her shoulder looks like D. But it's not D, and you can tell because you can sort of see through him. And he gives off a little glow.
What's
Sue
that?
would probably run up, right? Like at first being like, "Oh my god," and then as she gets closer and the see-through part like kind of starts to hit, and she recognizes the glow, she'll like kind of slow down and be like, "What?"
It's
I keep thinking that our IRL ceiling is creaking.
I also keep thinking that IRL things are creaking.
I just literally
Oh.
took my headphones off for a little bit to make sure.
I always put everything in here. My book, and she holds up her book.
Hmm.
Then she looks on her shoulder where this image of D is. This is the spirit of my book. My book is alive. I just thought it was something he would like.
So the spirit of your book you made to look like D.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
A friend of
And
yours?
For the first time, you guys see tears falling from her eyes.
First time.
Yeah,
It
She-
is the
she's been hiding it. I miss him.
he's the one that we lost.
Oh.
Mace looks to Russell.
Well, we're not gonna have any of that. And he just like kneels down and hugs Buns.
Oh,
And,
how
like-
is it? Is
Okay.
he? Is he
So like you
hot?
you feel like a comfortable heat, like obviously someone hugging you, but like it's a very comfortable warmth.
Got it. Okay.
Like the largest, thickest blanket is just like burritoing you.
I was gonna say, is it like almost like a heated blanket?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to let me go for now.
You're not allowed to let
He stands back up and just looks around.
You're
She's
picking
like,
her up. I hope you know that.
Still holding Buns.
oh, okay. Otherwise, she's going to climb up.
It's like spider monkey.
She is. Everything I do from now on is kind of for him. Because he gave up everything for us. I am what I'm going to become because of him.
Oh,
Well then, like I said before, he's never left. The memory of him is still with you. And will always be with you.
Well, we had stopped to maybe find our chef friend and get the lot of you some food.
He's downstairs.
And so Russell's still holding Buns, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's gonna be like, okay, let's go find the other short one, and continues downstairs.
Before he
I'm
does,
just short.
Mace will just reach over and ruffle Buns' head.
She just kind of smiles a little bit.
And then follows suit.
So you all are going below deck to try and find Ham?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's relatively easy to find. It's not a huge ship, it's a medium-sized ship, so being able to find him isn't too hard to do.
I'm just
Yeah.
chilling. It's not like I'm hiding anywhere.
I figure he's been the one supplying the food for us up until this point, so it's just like we're just always going to him like, hey,
Is it food time?
Din-dins.
Yeah, I guess I can get something cooking.
Food
He
wizard,
gets up
where
out of
are
the-
ya?
He gets up out of the hammock or whatever it is he's laying in.
As Russell says that, Buns actually mutters, actually, he's probably a god of food.
Huh. Well then he must be a mighty fine cook.
He is.
Yes,
the
you
best.
could almost say his meals are heavenly.
You can actively tell that Ham is actively ignoring you guys as he walks past. Go find something to cook. in his walk. All right, I believe that it was said there was some fish on board. Hey, Sybil. And he calls out once he gets above deck.
As you kind of go up, you hear silence. You don't hear waves crashing against the boat, even though the boat is still moving. And you don't hear birds anymore. You just hear humming that kind of actually washes over the entire ship, top to bottom. And you just see as Sybil sits at the head still, no longer kicking his legs, but humming softly.
Suo's first reaction is just gonna be like a God, not again.
Again?
Can we not just have some peace and quiet for a
Just wanted
change?
to take a boat ride.
What about this situation isn't peaceful or quiet? Clearly, they have the skill to calm even the waves. I'm not arguing. I just want to know where the fish is. I'm gonna go find the captain. And he leaves back below deck.
Actually, as you turn away, you bump right into them because they were standing right there.
Oh, great. I shouldn't need to repeat myself. Fish, where?
Barrel. Probably the third barrel from the left, at the bottom of the stairs to the right.
Got it, thank you. And he, come on, Nugget. We got dinner to make.
You see
Captain
as
Lady,
Nugget isn't moving. He's just gently sitting at the top of the stairs, staring off in Sybil's direction.
Captain Lady, should we be concerned?
No.
I'm gonna walk up to Nugget. And in Draconic, is this like when Bahamut showed up? Something special?
He doesn't respond to you. He just seems almost like. He seems so calm and so comforted. No, this is just, that's just Sybil. Sybil's special.
Special
see.
how?
Yeah, who said that?
The captain, who was right
Okay.
behind you.
The captain speaks Draconic. Got it.
No, Sybil, well, she does, but she was also just responding in general
Okay.
to,
That's
like,
what I meant. She understood when I asked Nugget something in Draconic. I was just making a mental note of that.
I believe somebody else also asked if, like, they should be worried or if this is, like, a
Yeah.
Sybil thing or whatever. So it wasn't just you, but.
Yeah, Buns asked if they should be concerned.
Well, I'm concerned that my buddy is too sated to talk about food. Something's clearly wrong with him. I'm going to have to make him an extra portion. And I walk downstairs.
His friend will be fine. What did somebody ask?
I know I asked special how to the captain when they said that Sybil was special.
Sometimes you don't question special. Sometimes you just accept special for what it is. If you question it, you might not, get to keep it. That's kind of how the waters work. I don't know much about Sybil, but I know that Sybil speaks to the water in a way that I've never seen before.
This is really like genuinely relaxing music too. So I'm just kind of like, mhm,
So,
The vibe is.
the vibe is EP time.
okay, so we're not in imminent danger.
Oh, from Sybil? Nah. I mean, to be fair, I've never seen Sybil not having a good time. His song's a little extra sad today. Normally it's a little bit more of just calming. Something must have made him a little upset.
I take it he's your protection out here.
You would take it correctly. Didn't need a bodyguard. Nothing's ever attacked us with Sybil out here.
So I'm gonna look at the captain and ask, what do you know about the symbol that is on Sybil's person?
She doesn't stop looking at Sybil. I guess that's Captain Secret. A little bit more of a seafarer knowledge. What's
What
it to
symbol?
you?
I just recognized it from somewhere and wanted to know if you knew anything about it.
I do.
Could you disclose that information?
You the spirit guardian of this area?
I don't know about that. Russell, you know that he's not the spirit guardian of this area because all spirit guardians are connected somehow.
Gotcha. He's not a spirit guardian, or else I would know.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's safer to not tell people things about your friends. You know,
We should ask him
people.
himself when he's done.
Well, depends on how long he's gonna be out here for. He could hum for hours. He's a good kid. You all kind of get the fresh scent of what you now recognize as a really good meal cooked by hand.
It's EB time hours. I'm telling you.
It is late afternoon. This would be your
We've had a
dinner.
very exhausting journey.
It's
We're on a
food moment
we're
time.
on a boat, which means you get the water motion, right? We got this
Yeah.
music and we have good food cooking that's like wafting. Yeah, no. If Sua's sitting down, she's probably like at this point doing the like we're dozing. Like just the kind of like leaning against the rail, just kind of like I'm awake.
For now.
Mostly.
The captain kind of looks at you and she goes, looks like he doesn't just put the animals at ease. Good for you. Try not to stress about it. Sybil's never hurt anyone on this ship. Just enjoy the
Mace.
comfort.
Mace will look her dead in the face and go, "Oh no, she's being put to sleep by this. She is very much his target."
Mm.
Can I insight check the captain for any kind of malicious intent?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm wary as fuck. Damn it.
She just kind of gives off this like she's very protective of Sybil.
Gotcha.
And everything she's saying to you is honest and genuine.
Okay. Still gonna be wary about it though.
Because you're also a protector by nature.
Exactly.
Buns, give me a quick Arcana, and Suo, give Arcana with disadvantage
Ooh.
because
'cause
you're
I'm
falling
Aw.
asleep.
Damn it!
Stupid Arcana advantage.
Arcana disadvantage, yeah.
Arcana disadvantage.
I swear to God, I'm gonna
Holy
start rolling
shit.
actual dice.
Fucking
Uh,
double fives. What the hell?
That means it's a
You'll notice
55.
anything. Not to do the Baldur's Gate 3 thing where the roll happens and then it's just like nothing happens. And you're like, but you rolled. I rolled.
What's the roll for?
Perception check fail. Perception check fail. Perception check fail.
What am I failing?
Trap detection failed.
Technically, my book can see and hear, and has dark
Okay.
vision.
Does it have the to make Arcana checks?
Oh wait, yeah,
I
no,
don't think it has stats.
It does perception.
it is perceiving. It perceives.
It is your
Uh-huh.
mind.
Book, use
Mind,
your
mind.
eyes.
It is the book's mind.
Yeah, no, it is literally the book's mind.
Yeah. And it can see
But
things,
no,
but
yeah,
as I was about to
definitely
say,
mind.
because like it's not a check to see something.
Right. This was a knowledge check of some sort.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Although everybody on top deck can give a perception check.
Yeah. Watch me fail that too.
Assuming mine's also a disadvantage.
Yeah, if you're tired, it'll be disadvantage.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Don't know what. I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh,
Ooh.
The natural one. All right. So we'll start. We'll go from lowest to highest. So, Suo, as you're leaning on the bar, you see as there's fog kind of all around you as the sun is setting. Something out in the fog, there's like a dark shape, almost standing on the fog for you. But you can't quite make out what it is. But there's something almost comforting about it. Buns. You also see out in a different direction of the fog. And you see a familiar small shape kind of start to take form in the fog. And you too start to feel comforted, almost as if somebody's watching over you.
I'm gonna run to the side of the ship and see if I can make it out better.
Technically, you're still in my arms.
Oh, right.
Then you have to leave. You won't get hugs. Priorities.
Hugs. Go over there.
He just gets closer to the edge of the ship, but not like holding her over the end of the ship.
Look with your special eyes.
We're gonna go to Mace next, real quick.
Uh-huh.
Similar to everyone else, Mace, you see a figure in a separate part of the fog, and that figure also gives you a warm, comforting feeling. A feeling of familiarity. There's something about it that you know who it is, but you can't make out exactly who it is. Russell, you, unlike the rest, are just overwhelmingly surrounded by a very familiar to you feeling of kind of, it's almost a spirits collecting around you and offering their comfort to the living.
Right.
And Vlad, you see a figure off into the fog, but it's hard to make it out, and you're not really sure if it's comforting or not.
With
Do I
this
know?
uneasy feeling in the pit of my stomach, I just continue to stare off. wondering what is possibly there.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Vlad making that?
Yeah, I need Vlad to make a wisdom saving
Okay.
throw.
All right.
Oh,
Ooh.
Okay, with a 19, you feel like something is telling you to go that way, and you can resist it. But you have that feeling that lingers in your mind that whatever it is over there is trying to pull you in.
Vladinsky takes a moment to think about this, almost like he's heard of before, as if it's something he's heard about. Called the Siren's Call. He wonders if that might be what is urging him to, pulling him in that direction.
Make a. I'd say you can make a nature or a arcana check to see if you know about sirens. You aren't sure.
McRib.
All right.
You can't for sure say one way or the other.
Dinner time.
and then do you make mention of what you resisted
Oh.
to the rest of us?
Yeah. Yes,
No.
I do mention that.
Loose lips sink ships. Keep your secrets. Keep them safe.
Disregard that, Vladinsky.
I'm sorry. Who just dad blew their nose?
Who do you
Have-
think?
That wasn't blowing a nose.
Oh no!
Anyway,
Rip. I have called for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to assess the situation.
Vlad said he told you about
Okay.
resisting it. So
Okay. Let's see. Can I vibe check the surrounding spirits to see if they're malicious?
yes, you can insight check the surrounding mist essentially.
Upon hearing from Vlad, yeah,
I can also give
basically
myself guidance.
giving a look over.
You sure can. M, because you rolled a 1, you are just enticed with whatever is out there. 21, 15.
What does being enticed entailed?
It just means
Be
that
thirsty.
you can't make a like you're not really focusing on what other people are saying, and you're just really trying to focus in and figure out what you're seeing out there. So that's just my way of saying you couldn't make a check because
Yeah.
you were too busy. So with an insight of 15, Maze, you're still having a hard time even grasping what exactly it is you're trying to insight. You just know that you're surrounded by a lot of very calming and good energy. But for some reason, and you can't pinpoint where, there's something that just isn't lining up with that. Russell, with a 21, you kind of can tell the exact direction in which Vlad was getting pulled to, because whereas everything else is a calming and comforting energy, there's just almost this mass of black negative energy, and that is what is attempting to pull at Vlad.
Gotcha. Okay, there's definitely something up. Buns, you still with me? I look down at Buns.
Yeah, why is there always something? Can't we just have dinner first? Why can't we have dinner first?
We can eat after we figure out what this is, because, like, that
I'm
is
gonna
nothing
eat all your
good.
food if you guys don't get down here. I'm not carrying up all these plates.
There's something going on up here. You
Ham, we got company.
be patient.
Ugh.
Vlad,
That's
make a
what I
perception,
said. Who?
And Vlad and Russell can make a perception.
Okay. Can I give Vlad guidance?
You can give Vlad guidance, yes.
Okay.
I don't think he
He
needs
doesn't need it.
Never mind.
Damn it, Husky!
My son eyes are too powerful.
Honestly, though, it's a problem. He
Um,
sees no shadows.
we'll start with Russell. With a 19, you make out this figure that to you probably doesn't mean much, but the black shape kind of starts to make the form of something feminine, maybe a woman, but it's hard to tell because it's still trying to take shape. Vlad, with a natural 20, you are all too familiar with the feeling and the shape that it's starting to take of the person who keeps leaning on your shoulder and giving you direction.
What do you got, Vlad?
How do I attack whatever that is? I don't even know what that is. What are we dealing with?
I don't know, but it's nothing good.
Oh,
I don't think it means any ill intent. I think it's more just an ominous presence.
Then I'm reading the room wrong, or something is actually wrong.
Vlad, another wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Vlad, with a 6, you kind of lose that grasp and you start moving forward in the direction of the figure.
With
let him go.
everything going on and having been in a similar situation before, Mace is instantly going to rage and tackle Vlad.
Okay, well, that saves me the trouble of letting Buns go to grab him.
So then you'll make a grapple check against Vlad. So I believe strength versus strength athletics between you and Zavlad.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna activate mage armor.
I would like to give Vlad
I
disadvantage.
apologize now.
I would like to unguide him.
Because this,
I would like to unguide him.
Well, geez, good job. You
Oh.
rolled low, so you're actually halted. You still have that overwhelming urge to be pulled in that direction, but as of now, you are being held by Mace. Russell, you can kind of tell as Vlad is preoccupied and just almost entranced now. The figure has almost fully taken the shape of a woman, and the ominous presence feels stronger the more it takes shape.
Okay. Whatever this thing is, it is getting stronger the more it manifests. Let's see, we got Buns. Vlad is contained. Mace is still with me. Suo, where are you?
I'm passing out on the deck.
I'm gonna need you to stop.
So, with him yelling at you, so you can make a real quick wisdom saving throw to see if you can like snap to enough to like
with guidance.
With guidance.
Is this
So,
is this
I don't-
something I could counterspell?
Guidance
Guidance is
doesn't
a touch
work
spell.
on saving.
Oh, it's tut.
I also don't
too.
think it works on saving.
Gotcha.
It doesn't work on saving throws, but you have to sort of cast it ahead of time and you concentrate on it for a minute. So it's best used for things like we need to talk to this merchant. Give that guy
That's
guidance
fair.
ahead of time.
We never
Uh,
really did that.
So you're suddenly very aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
What's going on? You're aware. You're aware that
So
you're
as-
hungry.
So as Suo comes
Yeah.
to here, so Mace's rune begins to spin. His fingers extend into claws as he just spear tackles Vlad to hold him in place.
Uh,
Not again.
Is Russell, is that something that can be counterspelled? Whatever that is out there?
It is beyond counterspelling. I believe, right?
You are correct.
Okay. Yeah, that
Should
cannot be
we
counterspelled.
get him downstairs?
Where I have not had to make any checks.
Yeah, to take him downstairs. And Buns claps her hands together while Russell's holding her, rubs them together, starts giggling madly.
Duo. Make a real quick perception check. Not at disadvantage because you're aware.
Not bad.
As you kind of look out towards Vlad and then to the direction of the thing that Vlad is being compelled to walk towards, you kind of you don't see anything because unlike Russell and Vlad who are visibly experiencing this, you get this wave of emotion, that kind of negative feeling, and then in your mind replays the words that essentially nature itself told you before you before you left the forest with everyone. Can you remind me of what that is? Specifically what she told you in terms of Vlad.
You remind me what? Can you?
Okay.
To be fair, it has been almost a month.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I remember there was something, but now I'm just like,
Hopefully it was something good.
oh, it was good. It
It was-
was.
It was good to know.
I DM'd you.
Oh
It was
yeah.
good information for us that we should know.
Yes, Suo's very much so going to be like, nope, yep, we need to get him downstairs. We need to get him downstairs. Downstairs now. Downstairs now.
And without hesitation, Mace will try and start walking him towards the stairs.
As you try to drag Vlad away, you stop for a moment as the humming ceases, and you hear from the direction where the humming originated, like a hoarse cough, followed by Sybil waving his arms dramatically as the fog dissipates, and you're left with a more natural-looking fog. And Sybil kind of hops down, and he's holding his throat, and he's still coughing.
Are you okay?
He looks up at you. His eyes are starting to water because of that. Just how hoarse he is, almost as if something got lodged in his throat.
Do you need some water?
Or the
You see
Heimlich.
See as he falls and he coughs, and just like some like a black orb almost. A black sphere falls out of his mouth and onto the deck.
I'm just imagining this is like the scene from Spirited Away.
Suo's going to look at Buns and be like, "You got Mage Hand?"
No.
Fuck. Um,
Fuck it.
I was gonna say she like will take like the edge of her shirt and just like pick it up without actually touching it, and just
There's
kind of
there's
like,
forms of identification you can do on things before you touch
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I'm not touching it
How
with
does
my
it look?
skin.
How does it smell?
No, it doesn't matter. Buns is gonna be like, stop,
Oh,
stop, wait,
Identify requires touch.
stop, wait. Does it?
identify as a spell, yes, does require touch.
Requires touch. Ah, but there's something else that does not.
Detect magic does not.
Detect magic does not. And I'm going to use my spell book to make it an instant ritual cast. Because I don't actually have detect magic prepared.
An instant ritual cast.
Yes.
Huh.
You
Class
can
feature.
do that?
Class feature.
It's
feature.
subclass feature.
Huh.
Subclass feature. Order of scribes.
So you're
Love
you're
that.
casting detect magic
Detect
on
magic.
it instantly.
Yes.
Okay. So
Is it a rock?
An orb.
Some
let me
Orbeez.
double check this.
Are we
was
getting
right.
whispers?
You don't hear anything.
No, I
No.
thought you were whispering me.
Oh, I'm checking something real quick.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, because this whisper could be brought by a shout out to our stream to one of our other
Uh-huh.
stream team members.
I've gotten one response.
So when you detect magic on this, it's
Mhm.
very much, it is magical,
Mhm.
and it doesn't present you with a school of magic, almost as if you can tell it's magic because it's giving off the aura, but the aura is so clouded and dark and mucky that you can't read the school of magic underneath it.
It's like looking at the negative energy plane. It doesn't align itself to any specific school. It is just negative energy. Oh.
Sybil kind of raises his head and he kind of looks up at all of you, with a little bit of like black kind of still like lining his lower lip, and he just looks at you and he kind of clears his throat, and still a little hoarse, he just says, "What was that?"
Buns wiggles. Put me down real quick.
And I put her down.
Me get this man below deck.
Okay, I'm gonna go help Mace
I was
shove
gonna say, he's
Vlad.
probably unaffected now.
He is not. Yeah, he is no longer affected. You are no longer being forced to move forward.
You are not affected.
Buns goes over to Sybil. I don't have to touch it. Buns looks at this ghostly image of D. And D goes over, touches this rock. And through him, using Manifest Mind, cast spell again to ritually instantly cast Identify. I'm going to identify this. this rock
So-
that the boy basically puked up.
As you start casting, as you start to feel you should be receiving the information that you wanted to receive,
Mhm.
you are instead met with a flash of a familiar symbol and then no information. You would recognize this symbol as the symbol of Denier.
What? How? What? I don't.
You see, as Sybil kind of reaches out and yanks the orb back and holds it, and he looks at you and he goes, "I would very much appreciate it if you didn't touch that."
Buns parts her hair over her forehead. It's okay. I won't tell anybody. He was a special guy. Are you one of his?
That's why the song was so sad.
In a way, not probably not the way you're thinking. I wasn't a follower or anything like that.
You were a friend to him. Yeah?
Yes, him. More like an employee of him and Bahamut.
Okay. Well, he's gone. But I'm taking his place.
Okay. Well, respectfully, I'm just gonna continue doing my job.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just wanted you to know. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll just need to re-purify the pearl.
Do I know how to do this? Do you know what to do? Do you need help?
No, I know how to purify it. I'll be back. And he kind of looks over at everybody and he starts to back up and climbs up onto the railing. I'll be
careful.
I'll be back. And he just kind of falls backwards into the lake water.
Oh.
Buns just holds out her hands. It's okay. It's okay. He'll be okay.
Will he?
Yeah.
That very much looked intentional.
He'll be okay.
You're greeted with just the silence of it all. It is late. The sun has kind of set.
I don't know the things that I need to know.
Behind you, familiar voice of the captain speaks up. Well, I don't know what that mess was. Not my job to know what that mess was, but I believe your friend has been yelling for you about a meal. And,
yeah.
Sybil will probably be back eventually.
He said he'd be back.
Yeah, just give him some time. He'll return. He knows the water. He's good.
Yep.
Okay. Still gonna be wary about it.
Well, whatever, nosy man. Let's go. And she kind of like starts walking below deck.
Buns walks over to Russell. You have a job to do, and so does he. It's just different. And she goes downstairs.
To each their own, I guess.
When
He just
they
walks downstairs.
When they stand up, he'll give one more look to where he jumped off. And then the rune stops spinning. His fingers clank back into position. As it gets opened. And he joins his friends.
So as you guys go downstairs, you just see Ham with a wooden spoon looking at you all like a disappointed mom. Like, my food's getting cold. Told you guys you wanted to eat. You stopped me from doing my notes so that I could make you some food. I make you some food. None of you guys even arrive here on time.
We had a situation up top.
All right, we can talk about it over dinner. You better hurry up. It's
Yes.
getting cold.
Buns sits down, ready to eat.
Feeds up to 12. It should be. I can't remember how many staff members do you have. Will this feed everybody?
You kind of turn to ask this question as you see that all of the crew have already dug into the food and made bowls, and they're like, the other crewmates are like laughing and talking off at a table off to the side, and the captain looks at you with a bowl full of whatever you made, and she goes, you cooked it in our kitchen, free game, and she walks away.
Totally fair. I mean, to be fun, they should have been here earlier anyway. Hey, you'll learn this for next time. So how many servings did they take? Because the Heroes Feast feeds 12.
There is roughly 4 crew members and the captain.
5.
Except
And
one
then
of them
us.
is a rather large guy. He definitely snuck 2 servings.
Okay, so there's exactly half of it left, which is exactly the amount for our group.
This is
Yes.
And I'm gonna pull together some scraps so that I can feed Nugget. Where's Sybil? I was gonna make him a plate of something, although we don't quite have enough anymore. What happened upstairs?
He jumped off.
He has a job to do. And something happened and he's got to take care of something so that he can do his job.
I see.
It's fine.
I'm just gonna take it at your word that this is relatively normal for our group, and that you guys did not stop him, so it's fine.
didn't really give us a
Oh.
chance to stop him.
Fair. When have we given people a chance to stop us?
Yeah. I mean, I probably could have grabbed him. But I didn't.
Well, what else happened? I presume it was more than just that. What made him leave?
That we don't know yet. I did have to tackle that again.
Given into his temptations again? Yeah, what had all of you guys so distracted? Normally you guys are lining up for dinner.
Well, before Sybil jumped ship, it was almost Vlad.
Yeah, but like, why?
There was something in the fog.
I mean, it wasn't that foggy. At least last I saw.
There was something in that fog.
Thicker fog.
It's like the shape of a lady or something.
Yeah, something the other death. But like, I don't see why that kept all of you guys from coming down.
We had to stop Vlad from jumping ship.
And then something weird happened to Sybil, and I had to deal with that. That's what it took me a while. I don't know about everybody else.
You would also notice, Ham, that Nugget is just sitting kind of at the bottom of the stairs and just staring upwards at the upper deck area.
That's right. He was a little confused too. Can I, like, I don't know, health assess my little Drake?
Animal handling, maybe.
I mean,
What's wrong with him and all that? because he's not getting food, and this is like an animal is about to die level of importance as far as Ham and Nugget are concerned.
So, as far as physical health, animal handling, mental, and like that stuff, it'll be a vibe check, and you can do both with advantage because you and him have spent so much time together.
I'll be right back.
So we'll start with the animal handling. That is a 16 plus 6.
He is physically 100% healthy, or at least as healthy as a very fat dragon can be. Yes.
Vibe check is insight.
Yes.
Is an 11, an 8 plus 3.
He just seems very, very focused and adamant, and like he's waiting for something.
Have I seen him behave like this before? Like, is it something that he wants? Is it something that he's just... When have I seen him...
It's not really begging or anything. It's more of a... It's like when the closest thing you can... The closest thing you can relate this to is if you ever left Nugget to go do something and you came back and you kind of like saw Nugget waiting for you to return.
Is he like charmed?
Not that you can tell.
I still have detect magic up.
Said no, you would know that he's not charmed.
It's fine. Looks like he's just waiting. Maybe like that time when he was waiting for Bahamut.
Yeah. That is one of the few things that would actually give me concern, because after he waited like that, Bahamut showed up.
I don't speak Draconic. Ask him if Bahamut's okay. He might know. I think he would know if Bahamut were not okay.
What's wrong, Nugget? Anything up? Like, who are you waiting for? I'm saying this in Draconic.
You kind of see as his eyes glance over at you just for a second, and then he just looks back. He doesn't seem upset. He's not, like, distraught or anything. He just looks like he's very patiently waiting.
I'm gonna grab my food and, like, sit next to him and also wait. I trust the instincts of animals. If whatever he's waiting for is worth waiting for, I'll wait for it too. At the very least, whenever it shows up, we'll both be here.
Buns sends... How high up is the mast? The top of the mast?
Oh, Jesus,
the ship.
Medium-sized ship.
You should just look up how high is the mast in a brigantine from Sea of Thieves. Because someone's probably measured it.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Is it less than 300 feet?
Speaking of Sea of Thieves,
It is.
props for that.
Oh yeah,
It is 30 feet tall from the top, or from the deck.
Okay.
So maybe
So-
another 10 or
So,
15
like-
feet, because we're
Oh,
below.
well,
Yeah,
so
so
well,
about,
well,
like,
well, well,
45
under
from
300.
here. Yeah,
well,
45
well
from
under, well under 300.
As Buns is eating, that ghostly image of Denier goes up on deck and up on the mast, basically into the crow's nest, sitting on top of the mast.
and it can do perception, yes?
Yes, I actually. Buns is like, just shake me if you guys need me, and she closes her eyes as she's eating and
Make a
is
perception.
watching through.
Yep.
So
make
it's
a
Bun's perception check through this mind's eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
Nice.
Buns, as you're kind of peering through your book's vision and looking around, at first you don't really notice anything odd. I mean, the fog has dispersed a bit. It's kind of just that like late night on the top of the water fog. And as you kind of like look around, you start to notice that some of like certain spots of the lake below you are lighter than other spots. And then as you kind of try and like figure out what is that exactly is going on, and you kind of start to see a shape in the water of something long and serpent like as the black mass kind of moves slowly underneath the ship.
Buns just kind of mutters, well, that's concerning. Somebody tell the captain that there might be a serpent, big giant serpent thing underneath the ship.
If it hasn't bothered us now, I don't want to raise alarms. It might not have noticed us because we're small.
We also did have someone who coughed up an orb. Jumped
Oh, yeah.
ship.
Sybil. He had a serpent tattoo or something like that. I'm sure he's fine. He trusts the water.
Remember how
Did he?
he was said
Going to purify the orb.
no,
I don't think you guys would have heard that.
not that. Somebody said something about the lake monster, and he was like, "Oh, haha."
Oh, yeah, that was Buns. Mentioned the monster.
Right."
Yeah. All I know is Ham doesn't want to fight a monster.
Yeah, Buns doesn't either.
So he's just going to sit quietly and wait
Fair.
with Nugget.
That's fair.
And if the monster does something, it does something, but we're not gonna provoke it.
We're not
Yeah.
going to provoke it, and if it tries to kill us, what are we going to do to stop it?
It's
Also, I
I'm a
just would
chef.
like to I would like to point out that this would be the first that some of you are hearing of the symbol
Uh-huh.
that Ham was talking about.
Buns
Me
can't
and,
hear any of this. Her entire awareness is up on top of the mast.
I think that
She is just forcing her body to speak words to relay information.
Mace noticed it too, right? I mentioned it when
Nope,
he asked the captain
Russell.
about it. Right.
No, that was Russell.
Yeah. So Russell's sitting here hearing all this and like still remembers trying to talk to the captain about it, and the captain just being like, just let it be because it like protects the ship or something. So like he doesn't want to like bring it up to the captain, but like he wants to, so he's just sitting there trying not to like make a scene or cause alarm.
The captain didn't say anything about it protecting the ship. She actually just said that sometimes it's safer to not know
Right.
what something
and
is.
There's a little bit of back and forth, putting two and two together, going on between people here. He protects the ship. He jumped overboard. There is suddenly a serpent below the ship. Maybe that serpent is him.
That is why I'm also like, or he's on edge because like Sybil, who is maybe supposedly keeping the ship safe, is not there, and there's the serpent. So it's like he's ready for something to happen.
Ham is 80% still just enjoying the cruise.
That's
It's now
why-
20% worried.
That's why Buns, as she's eating, her basically her consciousness, her awareness is keeping watch over the ship.
Yeah, just make me a real quick dexterity, just flat dexterity check so I can see how well you're doing eating food without your consciousness actually being
Good old dex save with disadvantage.
Yeah, dex save
Is
with
dex-
disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Okay.
Oh,
Well, you're not technically there,
oh
so
gods.
7.
some of it is
Fucking
making it
covered.
into your mouth.
Of course.
This is
To be fair, this is also the first time you're actually attempting this, so
Yeah.
As
you
far as
know.
you're concerned, this is working.
Yeah, you're doing decent.
You're also
but
lucky
some
that
of
Ham is
you-
not looking at you.
Some of you kind of like, as you're like looking around to like think about the situation, you kind of start to notice, probably like Suo and Mace, you kind of start to notice being closer to Buns that you see not all that food is making it into Buns' mouth, and a decent amount of it is making it onto Buns.
Suo's
Look
gonna
like a
make sure
child.
that there's just like Suo's just gonna make sure that there's like a healthy stack of napkins in front of Buns.
give Buns a little bib.
Seeing this, Mace will look down. Are you trying to keep an eye? Should I go up?
Buns cannot hear Mace. She does not respond.
That's fair, because you haven't experienced this either, and it wasn't explained to you, so.
All of a sudden,
Buns
she just
did
started
say-
food eating, and you know, Ham is here
Buns
for it.
did say, if I'm needed, shake me.
Yes, but you may or may not be around people who are gonna take that literally instead of like, hey, if I just want to have a conversation with you, but more of if something dire is happening.
How dire is spilled food? To you guys? To Ham? Wake her up.
Yeah, but it's Ham is waiting with Nugget, so I don't know.
Exactly.
If
So
is
Ham's not
participating.
helping, which is why he hasn't also taken her food from her.
See, would he have noticed? Well, he would notice that it's not there. Wouldn't have necessarily noticed it flying off, but would notice that it's not there since he's currently looking at her. Mace is gonna go out on the deck because of lack of response. It's like, what is happening? Okay, but thing is missing. Wait, where does it go? And he'll go out on deck looking for it.
Honestly, good plan. Russell places his bowl down, just walks outside. We'll keep watch.
When they open the door to kind of like go up to the upper deck, you see as Nugget just kind of uses the opportunity to saunter himself back up deck.
Ham will like get up to follow and look back and be like, "Hey, what? My food."
I
Gonna
finished
walk
it.
Walk up to the no longer being supported semi-conscious bunny. There's only the one serving, and like shake her and be like, "You're gonna finish this food
What?
and get it off of your chest. You're gonna finish. You're gonna eat that. You're gonna eat off of your shirt. I don't want to see you prestidigitation this food away."
I guess I'm not as good as eating as I thought I was. Eh,
Everyone was
Yeah.
gonna go up on deck looking for your buddy. I'm gonna follow Nugget, but you better
okay.
eat your food.
Yep. And she starts scooping it off of her robe and into her mouth.
And I did list what was for dinner in the chat.
Mace and Russell, who have gone to the upper deck, make perception checks.
All right. Attack. Where is? There it is. Damn.
Mace with an 8. You're not 100% sure what Buns was talking about because the water all kind of seems the same shade to you. So you're not seeing that kind of serpent figure that Buns had mentioned. Russell, you're also kind of having a hard time seeing it, but you do see something else. Perched kind of at the front of the ship, on the railing where Sable was sitting, is a crow. And it is the only bird that is here or making any, it's not making any noises, but you hear no other birds at all. It's just a singular crow sitting in that spot.
Huh. Well, you're a new guest. He just looks at the crow. He tries his best to speak crow and ask what he's up to.
What even would I?
I mean, if you have speak with animals, it's easy. Otherwise, you're asking for an animal handling with weird noises.
Yeah, give me an animal handling check.
Okay.
See if your time. I'm gonna allow it because you're technically the spirit of a forest and a druid, so there's a chance you could maybe.
Hey, it's a 15.
You are doing the beginner Duolingo version of talking to a crow.
Your only reference is the bird that's like, sorry, you're not a bird.
Listen, so like I'm a druid obviously, and I don't have speak with animals, but like I feel like I've seen enough birds interact to be like, yeah, I could do this.
And now I'm just imagining the scene with Toothless, doing all of the tropical bird dances.
Yes.
Mace, you're now just witnessing the new person in your party squawking at a crow, and the crow is like very much not giving him the time of day.
We are far from land at this point, yes?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I am going to. Oh God.
Our group is a little mad.
What? Okay. So, trying to crow. He's trying to just bark at the crow. No, none of my ideas are good.
Listen, Mace, I don't speak to a lot of crows and I'm trying my best. Can you help a man out?
He
I'm
needs
not getting anywhere.
He needs a wingman.
No.
I also want to point out how totally natural it probably sounds for Russell to be like, I don't actually talk to a lot of crows. Could you help me talk to this crow? Like,
Exactly.
You know what? Crows and thieves have a lot in common.
Thieves can't.
They try talking at it, thieves can't. Yeah.
Something.
And
okay.
what are you doing so far from shore?
It kind of just stares at you and then just one loud squawk in your general direction. Anybody below deck, you could also the silence is kind of broken just by this really loud squawk that you hear from above deck.
Buns, having just basically scraped what was on her robe into her bowl, cleaned up her robe, takes her bowl and wanders up. What? What are you guys doing? Oh, hello, Crow.
Sua will follow Buns. And is just gonna be like, yep, this is completely normal.
May I ask what Nugget is doing? Because that's what Ham is doing, is following Nugget.
Upon the crow squawking, Nugget has turned his attention for the first time in a while to the crow, and he just starts aggressively growling in that direction at the crow.
What is it? Something of warning? Are they ill-intentioned? I'm asking in Draconic.
He is just, it's like he's growling as if he stops growling, something bad might happen. So he's not answering you. He's very intent on, like, he's honed in, focused, and trying to be as intimidating as possible to this crow.
Ham is just going to produce his sling. And, real quick, because it might become relevant. Where's my D10s? Everyone has finished eating. $11 health. So change your 18s to 11 for the temporary health buff.
Your temp hit.
It's not temp, but it's increased to
day.
maximum hit point for the day.
Yeah,
So if you get temp health, it gets added on top of that. This doesn't replace it.
Those who just joined the upper part of the deck, make a perception check.
I can roll that. Yeah, don't want to be on this line. Perception.
Jesus.
I have a 5.
Oh.
Okay.
15 plus 9.
Yeah. Just waiting on the other one. The other perceptions. Because Suo's up there, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and there's Vlad.
Duo.
Did we lose him?
Maybe.
I knew that was gonna happen.
There we go.
Oh, what?
I stepped away to go to the bathroom and forgot to say something, and I put my headphones down. And as soon as I put my headphones down upstairs, I was like, "They're gonna be asking for me."
Yeah.
You've made it to the
Perception
top
check.
deck where the crow is, and I just
Okay.
need a perception check, yeah.
Damn.
Got it. Okay. So just Ham then. Ham, you notice that there's something like decent size. It's pretty big. I'd say it's maybe a good maybe like the size of a like a normal human hand, about that size, like an adult hand. And it's shiny, and the crow is holding onto it with one of its feet.
Does it look like metal shiny? Like it's a holy symbol?
No, it's not. You recognize it as a scale.
I'm like
A dragon scale, or
whirling.
It's a dragon scale.
I am like whirling the sling, so like swinging it around. And I'm gonna like walk up and gesture, give that here, give it here. And try to get the thing from it.
As you do that, it squawks intensely at you and then flies upward and just drops the scale in the center of the kind of in the center of that upper deck towards the top of the front of the ship.
Mhm.
And then instead of like flying away, as soon as it drops the thing and it makes a couple flaps, it just kind of poofs out in a shadow and disappears.
Oh.
Okay.
Probably a message.
I
Do
have
we
a
know
bad
who owns this scale?
I can guess.
Suo, you know who owns that scale.
I was going to say, does that scale look familiar to a certain being that I punched?
It sure does. Suo, you immediately will recognize that that is a scale of Bahamut.
Yes, Suo's immediate. Like, as soon as Ham asked the question, do we know who this belongs to? I was like, that looks like. Actually, she'll say it probably exactly how I did. That looks like it came from a certain somebody that I punched recently.
You know, I was gonna wait until it was almost bedtime before I started doing this because I've only got 3. I can only send this spell 3 times.
He's wanting to reach out to us, so we have reason.
What is Buns doing?
I am calculating. I only have 25 words for this.
A message.
Okay.
She's figuring out what 25 words to use.
While you do that, is anybody actually doing anything? Like, are they gonna pick up the scale? Are they leaving it?
I was
I'll
gonna
probably
check
pick it
on
up.
what Nugget was doing after the crow left and see if its animosity was pointed at the crow or the scale.
It was definitely pointed at the crow, and then as soon as it kind of,
pick up the scale.
I think Suo said that they were gonna do that. Right? Is that correct?
Yeah, because I imagine she would go over, like, kind of recognize it, go over, pick it up, like, as she's like, oh no, yeah, this is definitely.
Nugget is kind of sniffing the air after it's been dropped. Suo, as you pick up the scale, and kind of like look at it to confirm, the scale is damp. And your hands become kind of wet with whatever was on the scale.
What
and
color
when
is
you-
it?
When you look at your hand, they have a thin layer of red.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Casting sending.
Okay. Who are you casting sending to?
Bahamut.
Okay.
Hey, Bahamut. Fun's here. Are you alright? We got your scale. I know there's a fight with the Lifebinder. Everyone's safe? You can respond.
As you sit and wait, the only thing you're greeted with is silence.
Does it feel like the spell found its target?
You
Can
felt
you tell?
you would feel the spell leave, but you wouldn't know if it reached its target.
Okay.
Suo, what is your reaction though? Because currently nobody else has technically seen this because you've just kind of discovered this upon picking up the scale.
When she picks it up, she would kind of like freeze in shock. Because, there's now suddenly blood all over her hand. I don't know.
So the rest of the group will probably notice when Suo just like picks this up and then essentially freezes in place, kind of staring at her hands, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna yell, "What is it?"
Doesn't look good.
Anyways, he's not responding.
What's not
She's
good?
gonna respond to Russell. Not necessarily loudly, but she's just gonna be like, blood.
So the Lord of Beasts has fallen.
No,
Oh, I should know.
he's hurt. That's all we can know. That's all we know.
Shadow magic isn't exactly his forte.
Oh,
I'm assuming that crow was a messenger sent by the cultists, letting us know that they have him, even if he's not dead. They have him, and they're seeking us out. They
I have
need
a
us
question.
specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Did either myself or Mace recognize the crow or the magic associated with it?
No, you
Okay.
wouldn't. But Vlad would.
Hmm.
Vlad, you would instantly know what that feeling was because it felt almost exactly the same as when that woman's voice whispers to you.
I would relay that to the party and then stare out into the open seas again, almost as if something unnatural is going on here, as if my presence is causing all.
Um,
Well, at the very least, we can be
She's-
assured that she's not been released yet. But if her magic is leaking out,
So what was Suo gonna do? Sorry.
I was just gonna say that, so fake death, the magic of fake death is who
Mhm.
gave us the scale.
So it's the same feeling as when essentially it's the same feeling, but there's no way to know for sure if it came from them or
Mhm.
how it happened, or it would all be basically a hypothesis at this point on how it happened. Because there's not really a way for you at this point, because the crow is also gone, to know exactly where the magic itself came from. Just that it is the same type.
If Bahamut is not responding, mayhap we may have Kronos.
Well, there's really nothing for us to do right now. We have a very specific mission and we have to stay focused on it.
Buns is going to cast Sending again. This time to Kronos. Hey, Kronos. Buns here. Is Bahamut alright? We got his scale. I know there's a fight with the Lifebinder. Is everybody safe? What's happening?
You send that message out, and once again are met with silence.
I also want to mention that you don't have to specify that it is coming from you because the person does recognize you as the sender if they know you.
Well,
You can save
So
yourself
it
some
just
words.
it just saves you the word, but
yeah, it just says
I-
2 words.
I just like to think that it's like just a cute little buns thing. That she's
That-
like,
that's-
"Hi,
that-
it's
that-
me."
that-
Buns.
Hi, Bud's here.
100%.
Probably
Yeah.
wondering how we
100%
got
sounds
here.
like a
You're
Buns
probably
thing.
wondering how we got here.
100% sounds like a Buns thing to do, though.
I just wanted to double check and make sure. Because, like, absolutely, I feel like Buns would do that.
Hi, fam. Buns here.
Because it can go across planes. There's just a 5% chance it doesn't arrive.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to sniff at the air with all of my chef perceptive sniffing to try to find whatever it is that Nugget is smelling for.
All right. So give me a sniff test, I guess, which would be perception. Which whatever your sniffer sniffs.
That is an 18 plus 9
Sniffing for that glorious parfum.
for 27.
So the first couple of sniffs, you're just like, yes, lake water.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's that
Uh,
hint of salt. Hmm.
Old wood from the boat. And then you kind of catch the smell of it's almost a little hard to describe. It smells similar to Nugget. But more like Nugget if he was also covered in lake water. That kind of like lizardy, like wet scales kind
So
of
a wet
smell.
fish. It's like a wet fish.
Yeah, sure.
Like
more
a fresh
like,
caught one. Like not that generic fish smell of a bad fishmonger.
yeah, sure. Yeah, it's like that. Kind of just wet scales on kind of a reptilian style. Kind of like that specific smell. I don't know how I would describe it as what like a gator smells like, but that is a very niche description.
I've smelled a gator, so I get that. But I'm gonna try to hone in on that smell and just like snuff around.
At first it's all around you, and then it kind of starts to dissipate a little bit and become more concentrated. But it specifically starts to get more concentrated at the back of the deck. So the top part of the ship, but towards the back. You guys are currently at the front.
I'd probably just be slowly following my nose towards the back of the ship as it gets more concentrated.
With hearing the second failed sending, or at the very least, no response to it, Mace is going to try and like use the shadow of Demore to kind of pinpoint where that hillside, the mountain range would be, and kind of stare off in that direction. Like go to the edge of the ship and stare off in that direction.
So Yeah, so you would know that Demore would be like opposite side. So so if you see Demore, you would just turn around and face the opposite direction. The mountains, however, are so much further away than Demore that it would be almost impossible to make it out just with the more it's dark now and there's still the lake
Right.
fog.
Not trying to look for anything, just
So the
looking
Earth
in
isn't
that,
flat.
just trying to look in that direction. What is going on over there, please? Just speaking into the void.
Okay. Is anybody following Ham, or just so that I know for context?
Is
Buns
Nugget
is
following him?
kind of hugging
Nugget is
himself.
Nugget is also following Ham. Yes.
Buns is doing what now?
Buns is just kind of hugging herself because it's two of their god friends that are not responding.
As you kind of reach where that scent is permeating from, you see is like standing on the back side of this ship is Sable. And you kind of get there right as like what looks like a little bit of like scaled tail slides under his pant leg. And he looks at you, and at first you catch the eyes. They're like golden with that thin little like reptilian style slit in them. And he blinks and they become just deep brown and normal human looking eyes.
I'm sorry, say that all again?
He blinked away the special eyes.
Yeah, so he had reptilian golden eyes, and when he blinked, they became human.
Ham.
He's messy.
Ham caught the edge of his transformation.
The smell, though, is specifically permeating from Sable.
Okay. Did you do what you had to do? They said something about a pearl.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good.
All right. Well, we got some bad news, but well, it's not bad news. It's just not good news, which often means it's bad news. I didn't save you any food. I can make you up something.
That's fine. I grabbed a bite to eat while I was out working, I guess.
All right, cool. Well,
You see as like Nugget kind of like gets up close and starts sniffing, and he looks down, and in Draconic he says, "I'm fine. Thank you for your worry." And Nugget just kind of looks at him, and then like almost as if his personality shifts totally back to normal Nugget, he just kind of like walks back over to you.
You've got to let me know when you're making new friends, Nugget. As I say that as we're just like leaving.
Sable kind of just like follows, and when he reaches like close enough to the group that they can hear him, he says, "I wasn't gone that long. I mean, no need to be that sad about it."
I need to talk to you real quick. Buns goes over, tries to pull him away from the group because she's not trying to share his business.
You kind of notice that on first tug, it is almost impossible to move him, and then he goes, "Oh," and he just follows.
I get. Why do I see Buns doing that kid thing where she's like yank right back? Oh,
Sorry guys, gotta go talk about secret stuff. And he gives like a little smile before letting himself kind of be pretend pulled along.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, all right.
Won't vibe check that so bad.
Anyway,
You can vibe check that. Go for it.
Mace is lost, looking just what appears to be out in the middle of nowhere.
I really want a Mushu moment with him.
A Mushu moment.
Yeah.
But be more
Drag gun.
specific.
Drag gun. We don't do that tongue thing.
some kind of snake.
You get the vibe that he is just. It's hard to pick of one particular thing. Seems like he's going through a lot. He's definitely still like throwing on the like lighthearted Sable, but behind lighthearted Sable, you can tell that there's just a lot going on in his mind.
All right. Gonna
Right.
continue looking around, staying on edge.
You didn't need anything, Nugget. You need to get downstairs and get some food in your belly. Let's go find you some scraps. I'm gonna head back below deck with Nugget.
Sable looks at Buns. Can I help you?
I'm trying really, really, really hard not to panic. I sent Bahamut a message. We got one of his scales.
By the way, I was hoping.
Hold on.
Gotcha.
Prayer.
This episode of Awooters Does D&D is sponsored by Awooters Movie Nights.
Sick.
Sorry about that. And it was bloody. The scale. I tried to send him a message, magic stuff, and it didn't work, or he didn't respond. Would you know if he was dead?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you he's not dead.
Okay.
That'd be quite the severance if he was dead.
I mean, I think I would know too.
I might know a little bit better, but yeah, I believe you.
It's just weird because I messaged him and I messaged Cronus, neither one of them answered.
Well, I don't get a lot of answers from people either, so.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
I still want to have. I don't want to worry. Too late. I'm already worrying.
I could tell, and I don't get out much. I can tell.
Yeah.
Let's go see what everyone else is doing, because I don't know how to not. I'm not good with bad feelings. So he kind of just starts to like almost like cartoonishly tiptoe backwards towards the group.
Okay, we can go back.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? So much better than whatever was over there? Everybody having a good time? We're having a happy time? Everybody good time? He kind of gives like this awkward smile at everyone.
Could be better.
Dinner was good. Dinner was really good.
Oh, that's good. Food is good. Food is nice. We like food.
Yeah. Food is amazing, especially when it's made by ham.
Yeah, it smelled good.
Yeah.
You see as he kind of like puts his hands, he kind of like crosses his hands behind his head, and he's just like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think I'm too young to process the room here.
Probably. Buns is
old are
very badly trying to,
I'm-
cover for the kid.
I didn't hear any of this conversation, did I?
No.
Not the
No.
the one.
Yeah, that conversation
yeah.
was just at the back of the boat.
Never mind them. My first reaction though is just,
Well,
how
you heard
are you?
that.
Oh, okay. How
He
are you?
and he looks and he goes and he's like kind of like scanning your face and he's like, I'm 160.
A lot of us
See,
are over
he's like
1,000 years old.
he's like going through the numbers and trying to see if any of them give you the expression of he's kind of like reading you to be like, is this an acceptable answer? No, we'll shift it. This one?
You could
As
just
as
tell us
he's
exactly
as
how
he's
old you
rolling
are.
through numbers, Mace
Could
will
just do what
spout-
Ham does. He's 10.
Mace will just spout out. A lot of us are over 1,000 years old.
So
Apparently.
your children too. Okay, got it.
Time
Ham's
out.
10.
Time out. Out of character, my reaction is points. Actually, no. In character, points. Children? What?
Sorry, did you say the wrong number? Was I supposed to say something different? He kind of like does that coy little like leans his head down and is just like squinting. Was that the wrong answer?
No, Sue is just like children of gods? And just kind of like I'm now squinting at you, trying to see how you react to what I am saying.
He sees your squint and squints back and he goes, maybe.
And he was already squinting, so this is a super squint now.
Right, and she was just like, I just
Squinting further.
I do.
How far must you squint before you're just with your eyes
Did-
closed?
At this point, you can't tell if he's doing it because this is genuinely his reaction or if he's just going with the flow of the conversation and he just goes, did your parent leave you in a lake too?
A forest.
No, more like a forest. Like,
And then at this point, Mace will butt in just with a heavy sigh, and then turn around. Remember when I mentioned it's been a long week for me?
Oh, are we not talking like that anymore?
You can if you want to. Seems
It's
fun.
And
It
just
was
starts-
fun.
He starts walking back, just even keel pace, very slow, and he points to Suo. She recently found, since we're at the, he's figured out that at this point everyone in the room just needs to know what's going on.
We should probably have this conversation in our room.
We don't have a room.
Yes, we do.
You have a room that the captain kicked all of the crew out of so that you technically had a room, but also keep in mind everyone else is below ship, so nobody
True.
is out here.
There's nobody on the wheel, or
No, this is the time of this is the time of night where they've kind of set course, and then they
Lock
would
it
come
in.
up and check, but also at the same time, it is assumed that with this amount of people up here, they would yell if we were about to hit something. But also the idea that they would hit something in the middle of a lake is kind of they're very much confident that they're probably not going to do that.
okay, fair.
So, Mace points at Suo and he's like, daughter of the Kitsune god Yes.
Not even sure about what he's saying.
Okay. She punched my dad. Okay. Cool.
Points at Ham.
I'm downstairs.
He points through the ship. Like points general direction of where he thinks Ham might be. Below deck.
He got a book.
He got a book and is potentially the heir to the god of the hearth.
Gotcha. They didn't punch my dad.
Yeah.
Points behind him to Buns.
Oh, he knows about me.
New god of knowledge.
Oh. Yeah, I ate a pearl from him.
And then he puts his hand down.
Abel kind of looks over at Suo. If your mom punched my dad, are we related? Is that how that works?
Is that what they mean when they said they did it?
Damn it, Faksii.
I feel like even if she didn't punch your dad, which I've also punched your dad, but
Huh?
that makes us more cousins. No,
Oh. Okay.
I think we're more like cousins at this point.
Oh.
Which I didn't think I had any cousins, but
Hmm.
that's more so because I didn't really know who my parents were in the first place.
Oh.
It's been
That's-
time.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm-
rough.
And I'm one of the first creations of the god of the anvil.
Oh, right. Yeah. My dad called you a
Yes.
soup can.
That tracks.
Oh, wait. He told me never to say that in front of you. I'm sorry.
No, that tracks.
Okay.
And then
That sounds like your dad.
he points to Vlodinsky. A walking prison.
He's a prison.
Oh, no. You look.
Walking, talking prison.
Oh, well, you are wearing enough metal to be bars, I guess. Good for you.
You used to travel with us.
Does Vlodinsky have any response to what Mace just called him?
No, Vlodinsky's still distracted from what happened earlier, staring off at the sea there. He's half-assed paying attention to the conversation, not really um, paying attention entirely to what's going on at the moment.
Fair.
So, why are you going across the lake?
We need. Well, we need to make sure that his prison is still okay. And we need to. We need to trap life. Life wants to destroy the world and start it over.
Respectfully, I wish you would have said that before we got this far into the Midnight Expanse.
Why?
I'm sure it's it's
Why?
yeah, no, yeah, it's fine. You're fine. Probably.
Why?
Oh, well, have you ever wanted to hide something real bad and you were like, where am I gonna hide this thing? So you tied a brick to it and you dropped it in the middle of a giant lake and called it the Midnight Expanse?
Did you do that to the orb? Are we gonna need the orb?
No. That's ridiculous. I need the orb because like it gives me it was a gift from the god of knowledge so that I can understand and speak any language. It helps me blend in. Yeah. No.
Sounds like the
No, it's the temple in the middle of the Midnight Expanse that was dropped to the bottom of the sea that I'm more concerned about.
what? Whose temple is it? It's the Lifebinders, isn't it?
No, God, no. That's too golden and shiny and fancy. No. It's the opposite.
There was an awful lot of not water while we were there.
Oh, Buns
So
looks over at Vledinsky.
you're a prison for what exactly? Just to clear some, for lack of a better term, pun intended, clear the water here. What?
False death?
The fake one?
Fake death, yeah. Yeah.
I am so grounded.
By who?
I am. Oh no, my dad's gonna kill me. Oh, this
No.
is bad. That's
We're
not
helping your
good.
dad.
No, you're not. You're not help. I mean, you might be trying to help him, but I'm in so much trouble.
I'd say so.
I'm in a lot of trouble. This is a lot of trouble. I'm so in trouble.
Clear some things up. We might be able to help.
I had one. You know how my dad? I was like, haha, my dad. He left me in the middle of a lake. Remember that?
Yeah?
He left me in a little lake for an important reason. I'm supposed to stay here for as long as it takes to ensure that false death does not reach the Temple of Death.
So what you're saying is that we are bringing her exactly where she's not supposed to be going.
You bring in the prison to.
We
He's
need
a
to
good
keep him
prison
below
though,
deck.
right? Like he's a great prison, right?
We need
He's
to keep
holding
him
it
below deck now.
Yeah.
prison.
Yes, I think I should be locked in the brig just for safekeeping.
That's. I mean, it's not like anything, right? Nothing. I mean,
Do you think
there was the one mishap earlier, but like other than that, it's all been fine, right?
do you think the captain could change to Demore instead? That's closer, right?
No,
No?
we're on course to hit right above the temple in about 2 hours.
We could change course, right?
He's a good prison though, right? Like he's solid.
I don't know.
Your
We were
confidence
not-
is
He's
not
a little
reassuring.
We
he's
were
a little
on
better
our
than normal
way.
because he had a hero's feast.
We were on our way to double check his stability, if that wasn't made clear a moment ago.
Kind of
So
looks over
any-
at Suo, who
So-
was the one that was like, I also found out about being the child of a god, and he just goes, I'm in a lot of. I think I'm in a lot of. I'm grounded, for sure here.
You know what? I won't let him ground you.
because D was so good at standing up to Bahamut.
Yeah, that was D. This is Buns.
Yeah, I was gonna say Buns doesn't give me gets bullied on the schoolyard vibes.
Yeah. You're okay. I promise. Buns goes up to the wheel and it's like, okay, how do we change course?
No, I don't sail boats. I swim. I'm a swimmer.
And then Mace just okay.
Can you
Suo,
help us
take-
change course?
Suo, take Flitinsky down. Where's the captain?
The captain would also be down.
All right, Bladinsky, let's go.
Take me to her.
Somebody else take him to her. I'm gonna check the weather. And he jumps off the side of the boat.
Just the course of the ship.
Ow.
I'm going to assume there's like a couple of ropes looped around the wheel.
Essentially, there's a kind of, yeah, to keep it on course so it doesn't
Yeah.
sway out of the direction.
Yeah.
And so Mace is going to charge down the stairs and then just look. Are they still eating? Or is everyone kind of dispersed from the mess hall?
Yeah, nobody's at a table.
Buns is going to cut with her dagger, cut the ropes, and then mend them once they're off the little handles on the wheel.
Okay. And also, Ham, when you went downstairs, you would have also realized that nobody was at any of the tables. It's not really a mess hall as much as it's just like the kind of center of below deck where they
Mm-hmm.
threw all the tables and stuff. But you also would realize that nobody else was there.
I'd probably be, honestly, too busy getting scraps for Nugget, who didn't eat, and trying to pull together a meal for Sybil. I probably wouldn't have searched the rest of below deck. I would have just assumed they were taking a nap.
Mace is going to. Okay, think about it for a second. Okay, Captain's quarters is probably going to be the most extravagant room down here. Okay, and he's gonna go look for that.
It's pretty easy to find if you go. So you kind of go straight back down past all the other cabins, and there's like a slightly nicer door than all the other doors at the end of the cabin hallway. And it's slightly open. It's ajar.
He is going to knock on it. Not hard, not urgent, but just give a
Audible.
very audible.
When you knock on it, it kind of slowly creaks open, just enough for you to kind of peer through. And the captain and the 4 other ship crewmates are all passed out, sprawled out across the room on various parts of the floor.
Food was too powerful.
Do they look like they're breathing?
They are breathing.
Mace will shove the door open and go over to one of them, inspect for injuries, obvious injuries at the very least.
There's no obvious injuries. They look very much like they are just in a very deep slumber.
I'm gonna try and shake one of them awake.
You shake them, but they don't. They stay sleeping a very deep slumber. They don't even react to the shaking.
Is this reminding him of when death crossed their path?
It has a similar feel, but not. It's off. It's not the same. It's the same area of like eerie, but slightly different than what you recall.
The world didn't turn into monochrome for one.
Right.
Where's Russell? What's he doing?
It's a good question. He's still just kind of pacing around the ship looking for imminent danger, kind of catching half of what's going on.
Buns is trying to turn the wheel
All right. He
in the direction.
Buns, where are we going?
The more is that way.
Are we going to Demore?
Sure.
Okay. I guess he turns the wheel in the direction of Demore.
You
Do
attempt
anything?
to.
Runs
It
up and
doesn't
tries to help
budge.
even.
Doesn't budge.
Well,
Are
what are we
there?
trying to avoid?
There's
The
a temple
unavoidable.
that, there's a
Yeah.
temple that we need to avoid. Are there any like ships, boats? You know, little like rowboats. Like-
There are the little rowboats that are attached to the side. There's 2 of them. So you're leading Vlad down to, I guess, the brig. The boat doesn't really have a brig, but you kind of can lock him in a room. As you're doing that, you notice something. Something that Vlad hasn't noticed yet. But there are like, almost from underneath Vlad's armor, little like wisps of dark gray smoke kind of occasionally spill out.
Every edgelord's dream.
And after finding and examining what he's found, Mace will run back out, leaving the door open, and try to find Suo and Vlad.
Suo's gonna be like, do you usually smoke like this?
Vlad, make me a Constitution saving throw.
I really need to give Vlad my will cloak.
We need to figure out what that does in character.
Okay. Vlad, you hear Suo, but you're starting to like. You can hear her clearly. But you're getting that, like, I can only describe it as that. It's like the dizziness before you feel like you're gonna, like, pass out. Almost like a
Almost lightheadedness.
nauseous. Yeah, like a nauseous, the room kind of feels like it might start spinning feeling.
Oh, what's going on? My head, it just feels like everything's just all over the place. I can't seem to see straight. It feels off. I can't describe it.
And then give me a dex saving throw to see if you can maintain your balance.
Suo's going to help stable him.
So you can do that with advantage.
Hell yeah! You're
Despite-
welcome.
Despite the room feeling like it's starting to spin, with Suo's help, you're staying steady.
Thank you. I don't think I would have stayed on my feet without you.
So small ship. I'm sure I'm able to find them pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's a medium ship, but you find them. You kind of stumble upon them as Suo is like fully kind of helping Vlad not fall over.
Oh, but okay, great. We need to keep an eye on him. The crew has been knocked out. They're all in the captain's quarters.
What?